all you beautiful cross-Atlantic gamers. Before this week's E3 show, we wanted to have friend of the show, Tech News Gadget, give a few predictions on what we could possibly be seeing at this year's E3. E3 has come and gone, but I think it'll be fun to hear some of his predictions and see what he got right and what he didn't get right. You can also check him out at technewsgadget.net. Here he is.
Taylor Merrick here with Tech News Gadget, looking to give you guys some news and predictions coming out from E3 2019. What we're looking at this year to show up? Well, hopefully we'll hear a little bit more about Project xCloud in terms of predictions. I hope they give us a little bit more stage time, a little more one-on-one time, along with everything that's going along with it. Is it going to actually have what it takes to beat or stand up to Google Stadia? And will we have to pay full price, $60, for games that will be streaming free? Hopefully Google messed up on that one. Microsoft can capitalize on that. Hopefully we'll be hearing something that. Prediction-wise, I'm hoping to hear something about Scalebound, the game that was announced in 2015 at E3. Trailer, gameplay, everything abruptly canceled in 2017, picked up by Platinum. So hopefully as a Nintendo Switch exclusive, hopefully during Nintendo's announcement and everything going on this week, we'll be hearing more about Scalebound. I'm excited about that. I'm also excited to hear prediction-wise about the new Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game. Hopefully we'll be hearing more about that as well. I'm hoping to hear a little bit more about, well, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Hopefully they don't mess that one up. I heard something about no zombies. We'll find out. Hopefully that doesn't ruin it. Halo Infinite, hopefully we get a little bit more hands-on than we do outside of the trailer, even though we do expect that to be covered as well. Also, prediction-wise, hopefully we'll be hearing something about Metroid Prime 4. We heard our first glimpse of it back in 2017. Haven't heard anything about that. Hopefully we'll hear something about Metroid Prime 4. Also, hopefully hear more about Doom games. I hear there's rumors of a couple of them going out, so hopefully we'll hear more about that. And finally, looking forward to hearing more about Splinter Cell. Now, I know that Ubisoft has dropped the ball. There's been a lot of pressure from fans over many years. What's next for Splinter Cell? Hopefully we'll be hearing more about that. And finally, prediction-wise, we'll be hearing something about Animal Crossing. I know that we had wind of news coming in September of 2018. Hopefully we hear more news about that as well. That wraps up thoughts and predictions so far. What do you guys think will be coming to E3 this year? Would love to hear your thoughts. Would love to hear your predictions. Leave them in the chat box. Leave them in social media channels. Would love to hear from you guys. This is Taylor Merrick with Tech News Gadget. Let's get to the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. This is episode 55, and it just so happens to be our E3 special, well, recap show, I guess. Joining me this week, as always, are my co-hosts, Chocolate Bear.
Hi, folks.
Moose.
What's up, guys?
And in our rotating fourth chair, Ledonian.
What's going on, guys?
Really, Ledonian was the only one that would step up and watch every single press conference so he could be on the show to talk about them. So thank you for that, Ledonian.
Yeah, taking full advantage of my paternity leave here.
Appreciate you. All right. Before the show gets going, I did want to give a shout-out to the people that hopped into our E3 live listen for the Microsoft press conference. And then we had a few people there for, I think it was Bethesda at the end of the night. But shout-out to you, Ledonian. You showed up. Kaboski, Dan Pod, Julia Gulia, Jesse Prince of Cats. What a mouthful. And Aeroben showed up for about 10 to 15 seconds and then disappeared. I don't know what happened. But Ben, we missed you. But thanks to you guys 4.
I don't know if he could
coming
get
out
his
for that.
mics to work. So
Yeah, he was just I'm sure he could hear us, but that was really about it. And you want to be a part of that conversation. You don't want to just have to listen to us babbling on while you're trying to enjoy your E3. So
Maybe that's why he left though, because you guys were talking over a lot of stuff, and he likes to really in depth listen to some stuff.
I figured it was just he would tune in hardcore for just the Division 2 stuff, and that was it. But hey, whatever. Thanks to everyone. All right, so this week's episode is also a Patreon episode. So let's do this quick, and then we are gonna have a few announcements about Patreon. All right, got all the names loaded up. This week's winner is Chaotic.
Yeah, buddy.
Congratulations.
Woo!
You did it. All right, so the couple things that I did want to touch as far as Patreon goes, we have recently restructured our goals. They've kind of always been there in a certain capacity, but we didn't really have to mess with them before. But we've dropped below a certain number or a certain goal, I should say. So after this month, until we get back to where we were at one point, the Game Pass or the $60 giveaway is now going to be a $25 gift card to wherever. But head on over to patreon.com/CAG podcast. Check out the goals. Check out the tiers. There's cool stuff in every tier. Including some VO work from Vin Diesel here. So if you want that, you can. That's a tier you can sub to. And we got Chocolate's Ramblings. We got all sorts of good stuff. So
Also, you can get your own icon created.
right.
yeah, for Discord,
That's right. Your own emoji.
a lot of cool stuff. But as of now, next month's drawing will be for a $25 gift card. Just wanted to give everyone a heads up, in case you were expecting or staying subbed for that reason. But yeah, congrats to Chaotic. Good work.
Congrats, buddy.
Well done.
And then Chocolate, we have a contest currently going on. Do you want to tell everyone about that quick?
We do indeed. If you head over to our Twitter page, I will pin it to the top of our Twitter. You have got the chance to win a copy of Division 2. You only have to do simple things like follow our YouTube channel, follow our Mixer channel, follow some socials, so you'll get a chance to win that. And that's with is it Gleam.io?
Gleam.io, yeah. And if they're already subbed, what happens for those people?
If they're already subbed, click on the, we'll say for instance YouTube, and it will just automatically verify your account, and it will give you that buy-in. So yeah, simple, free games, Division 2 on the PC.
Perfect.
I've heard it's good.
I heard the raid is doable
Great.
on PC, so can I
Do you
enter?
know what? I was just going to say that.
So enter for that
All you
contest.
gotta do is click heads. I mean, it's easy.
I don't think I apply.
You do just fine, I'm sure. All right, so this week, because it's the E3 episode, it's going to be a little bit of a longer show, so we're kind of foregoing the whole what we've been playing. I'm sure Chocolate's just been playing more Apex,
Gunman
Sidonian.
Clive.
You play cool stuff. Moose, random Switch games. Me, probably Sea of Thieves or something. Yeah, so there's
Pretty
that.
much nailed it.
Yeah. And then I did want to just quickly get the Game Pass Roulette game out for this upcoming 2 weeks. That game is going to be Outer Wilds. So if you...
Ooh.
Yep, brand new
Yeah.
to Game Pass. So
Heck yeah. And everyone should get Game Pass after you extend your Xbox Live.
definitely extend your Xbox as far out as you can. I think it's 36 months, and then upgrade.
Yeah, did you want to go over that quick, Moose?
Yeah.
Just a quick spiel.
The way I understand it is basically they grandfather in whatever time you have on your gold membership to the ultimate for $1. So if you happen to go out and go to the Costco website, for instance, and buy a 2-year sub for $90, then you will be good for the next 2 years on Game Pass Ultimate, which includes Game Pass for PC, as well as Game Pass, as well as Xbox Live for both platforms. So it's a great deal, but as far as I understand it, I could be completely wrong. But from everything I read on the subreddit was you have to upgrade everything first before, or they kind of retroact the credit, and it's not worth as much.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I can confirm. I bought the Costco pack for just over $100 with tax, and my thing is now good till July of 2021.
And that's a $15 a month value. So you do the math.
I was gonna say
it's at least
it
a
was
free
kind of
game,
cool
right?
because right. You told me about this, and I thought I was screwed because I had hit the upgrade for $1 before buying all the gold stuff, but turned out I had a gold membership through like the end of 2021, so it all just converted to the ultimate.
Perfect.
So that really worked out, but I thought I was in trouble there for a second. But yeah, that's a good PSA. Definitely load up on your gold and then switch.
And also, there's if you try and do it on your actual computer through the new app, it'll only be the PC one. So make sure you go to the Xbox website and click on Ultimate, and that way you get the $15 one for $1 for 2 years or whatever.
Right.
Well, the
What am
console,
I
think, is
saying?
like 3 clicks.
Don't go to Costco. They got plenty of money. Go to CD Keys and use our link to help us out and get your subs there.
Yeah, use our affiliate link. Nice. That's a good shout. I like you.
I try hard.
All
Well
right.
done, Moose.
Well, I mean, we can get right into this E3 talk, but let's play a quick little news stinger. All right. So these past few days, and it ended today, actually. We've had E3 going on, but leading into that, there were a couple things. The very first thing I wanted to just shout out for everyone is that Minecraft Story Mode, that's being delisted everywhere, being taken down from the face of existence.
Right.
So if you own that, you need to get it downloaded, because that's about to disappear.
The last
And
of the Telltale games.
So
Oh,
yeah,
rip.
definitely just get that done. I haven't made it all the way through it, but I need to make sure that
Yeah, download the episodes. That's what
That's all
everything I
downloaded.
read is. You got to download every episode, or they won't
free
be
or on
accessible.
Game Pass?
No, but they're not much.
right. And if you weren't interested in it to begin with,
Right.
it's probably not worth your time or energy.
I
Yeah.
loved the first episode. I think that was the only one
It
I
was
played 'cause
free
it
to
was
play.
free at a time. Yeah.
I
well,
think
you got
can.
till
was
June
really good.
25th if you
Yeah.
want to pick it up.
I want to say I saw somewhere it was like $20 or something for the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, at the very most, I would assume. But either way. And then, all right, so leading into E3, we also had a Pokemon Direct that was Thursday. Did any of you guys catch that or interested? Ladoni and I'm assuming you caught it or are interested because you're the Pokemaniac. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested, but I didn't really see. I don't know, like the Sword and the Shield are the next upcoming games, and they didn't really show too much of it. So I don't know.
They showed giant
was-
Pokemans. What else do you need?
Yeah. While they're battling, the battle system has definitely changed. I don't know. I think it's just gonna be tricky because like you're walking around an open world now, and they pretty much took the approach from the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee games, but made it 3D. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm gonna get them for sure.
yeah, I think it's definitely the prettiest looking Pokemon game, but I think that's to be expected. But yeah, so some things we saw in it, they're calling it Dynamaxing, which is a real weird name, but apparently you can now make some of your Pokemon, or maybe it's going to be all of them, you can turn them into these giant Pokemon now, and that is called Dynamaxing. There's going to be raid battles against Dynamaxing Pokemon, which you can actually have up to 3 friends, it looked like, join in on these raids, kind of like how Ladonian was saying, kind of a la Pokemon Go with their raids. So that's interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
No?
New
No one?
Pokemon.
I
The monkey
I think
one
a
looks
big
cool
miss, I think
Yeah.
a big miss on their part was you aren't able to use the Pokeball thing that they sold with the last 2 games, like, as a main controller, which seems very odd to me. You'd think they would have just incorporated that into these games.
Like, might as well, right? Since it's
Yeah.
there.
You want people to buy as many of these Pokeball things as possible, but huge miss. I'm glad because I don't own it, but
Yeah.
Didn't
So
they say something today about the Pokeball that you could put your Pokemon
Yeah, you can,
in
like-
the ball
put
and
your
just
Pokemon.
take him.
Yeah, but I don't know what the point of that is.
I agree with you. It sounds really stupid. But yeah.
Maybe it'll level up your Pokemon or something.
Maybe. Cheat code?
I mean, all they said was something good might happen, I think is literally what that guy said. So, yeah, place your favorite Pokemon in your Pokeball controller and find out what happens, I guess.
I bet it turns into a Tamagotchi, and then you just have to take care of it when you're not playing Pokemans.
Yeah, what a nightmare.
No thanks. No thanks. I got a baby. I don't need
Right.
that.
So you guys have enough things to take care of.
Or ignore.
Um,
You
it's
I've got a
choose.
real Tamagotchi.
And the release date for that is going to be November 15th. Then the last thing, which I forgot to mention a second ago, is that they are going to have a dynamic camera for when you're doing the like open world stuff. So that's a first for the series. Could be kind of cool with the world that you're traveling around, like that big, the open sections between like cities. Having a dynamic camera, I think, is just going to let you appreciate the world more. But it'll definitely feel kind of weird.
What's the
Pokemon
dynamic
game, I
camera?
guess.
Is that just
So.
kind of where you can move it 360 degrees around you?
Yeah, where you can move it around
Gotcha.
and actually look around and stuff. You can see all the things that they used to be able to hide, like just sky boxes up in the air and stuff that they didn't want you to be able to look at.
I
That kind
gotcha.
of fun stuff. So that was really it for the Pokemon Direct. Like I said, that was Thursday. Then next up, we had Google Stadia had a conference, which I would say this was kind of the kickoff to E3, and I would say it just kind of set the tone, in my opinion, for what this whole
Yeah.
2019 E3 was going to end up being. So the first thing they announced was Baldur's Gate 3. Just anyone fans of Baldur's Gate? Those games feel like they were way too old for me.
Not yet.
No thanks.
Yeah, no.
So you're
Didn't
going
pique
back
my
to play
interest.
1 and 2.
I think I'll just jump in at 3.
All right, hey, fair enough. So this is the Larian Studios. They're the Divinity Original Sin people.
Uh-huh.
So they're making that, and it was just a cinematic trailer. So take it for what it was. After that, they announced Stadia Pro.
Look
This is
out.
going to be a premium version of Google Stadia that enables 4K videos. You're going to get discounts, and that's going to cost $10 a month. So
So
There's
if
that.
you just get regular, is it included with your Chromecast subscription or something? Or
I mean, Chromecast doesn't have a subscription.
okay.
The regular. Well, I think you also need. It sounded like you needed a special Chromecast to even do that. The Chromecast Ultra, but that could have been just if you wanted to stream in 4K,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah,
The
I
way
believe
it
that was just
sounded.
4K. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, the way it sounded, it was that.
that would make sense, I guess. But so after that, they went into the Stadia Founders Edition. So if you want to get initial access to it, you're going to be able to get in before everybody else. You're going to get the Chromecast Ultra, a controller, 3 months of Pro, and some other perks. But that's $129. And I think you were also getting all of Destiny.
yes. Well,
Destiny 2, I think?
Yeah.
something to light. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But more importantly, Risky, you lock down your name, your gamer tag.
Oh, hey, that could be important. I got to go grab Risky the Kid, and it's going to cost me $130.
Too late. I got it last night. Now it's going to cost you $330.
God, you're just the worst. Just the worst.
Are any of you guys going to seriously get this?
Not
'Cause,
right away.
like,
I got plenty
Yeah,
of other
I-
things to play games on.
yeah, I maybe later on in my life when I don't feel like buying a new console, or if like the new Xbox and PlayStations are like just not catching my, like I don't want to drop $500 to play the same games I could play on the Stadia, then I could see it. But
Right.
at the moment, there's no way.
You need to actually
There's
see
only-
how it's functioning in your home. I feel like it's one of those see it to believe it kind of things in my eyes.
Well, there's only one decent feature, I think, from the whole Stadia, and that's the kind of the YouTube button. That's, playing a game, getting stuck, press the YouTube button to help you.
Oh, and it'll do like a smart search
Find-
for you.
Yeah, I think that's the only decent thing to come out of it. My personal
Chocolate,
opinion.
I can count it on one hand how many times I've had to look up stuff in games
Well,
in the past.
you're
Like,
not
decade.
We're all not as good as you at games, Ladodian. I look up
Or
things
that.
Some of
all
us
the
need
time.
that help.
One or the other. And if
I
you're
look up things for shooting loose, just for like the best DPS combos.
There you
and
go.
Stuff like
All
that.
you
but
do is
not,
push a button.
Not how to beat a game.
imagine if you could do that right from your controller.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
I'd rather do it on my phone where I have a keyboard.
But
Okay.
on the other hand, how many devices do you need to have Google spying on you in your house?
I have got enough already,
I
so
know.
it's a few more.
Yeah, they're probably just gonna get annoyed at me at that point.
Really, they're just tailoring all of my ads on Facebook, so I'm
Right?
actually a fan of
Yeah.
them spying on me. I'm talking about Chromecast Ultra now. I'm sure I'll be seeing how I can get it the cheapest way about an hour from now.
Absolutely.
So, hey, I'll take it. They also talked about the Stadia controllers, which I think this was the first time actually seeing them. We'd seen outlines for them, I think.
I think we had seen them before because it looks like it's a DualShock combined with an Xbox controller.
I think that's fair. Priced at $70. So
Are the
more
thumbsticks
expensive.
offset?
No, they're not.
Boo.
DualShock layout. Blech. But whatever. Then they also talked about some of the internet speeds to be running at certain quality, I guess. So if you have a 10 megabits per second, you should be able to do 720p 60 frames, and then you can go all the way up to, if you have something at least 35 megabits per second, they said 4K HDR 60 frames, which seems impossible.
I'm dubious on this because you couldn't even run their like practice streaming thing for 1080p 60
I think
on your computer.
that had to have been something on my part. Like, my latency was super high, and that probably had something to do with my router.
Yeah, I can get YouTube to run 4K videos, and I'm guaranteed 40. So it does
right,
work.
but
Streaming.
this isn't like
This is
like
input
you would
and
have to
output,
have
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I'm dubious, but I hope it works. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, this will be something where it has to be in people's homes, and then we need to see reviews, not just Google talking about how awesome it is.
I just hope that all these cloud servers finally fix hotel Wi-Fi. Because taking a console
Yeah.
to a hotel, you might as well just bring a library of single-player games because you can't even order pizza.
Yep.
God, do you imagine that? Revolutionised going into hotels.
Right.
I'll just take my controller.
Yeah, all you need is a room
all
now,
I need.
chocolate. And turn off the Find My feature on your iPhone, and you got a few hours of peace.
You can hide forever. Family will never find you.
Yeah, I mean, have you guys ever tried to bring your Chromecast to a hotel
I've tried
room?
Apple
Nope.
TV. It's garbage.
Yeah, it sucks because like you always have to do the login thing
Yep.
to the hotel
bypass
website,
deal.
and it really hinders the Chromecast or Apple TV. So it'll be interesting.
And then they announced a few different games. Guilt, Get Packed, a new Darksiders game, which there was just a Darksiders game, wasn't there? Like last year.
I think
the
they
year
just
before.
came out. Well, 3, right? 3 just came out last year.
This was 3. So this is Darksiders Genesis. It's a different type of game, different than fans are accustomed to, apparently. Isometric perspective, kind of like Diablo. So that'll be interesting, I guess. And then, like I said, the Destiny 2 stuff, and then Rockstar was actually confirmed as one of the devs that will be on Stadia. So I don't know. In my head, what makes the most sense is GTA 5 will be on Stadia because GTA 5's on everything, and everybody's still buying it, still
Right.
topping charts somehow. So
They're still printing money over there.
yeah, that was really it for Stadia, and it was weird because they didn't really do any they didn't really show you anything. They just
Right.
kind of got up there and talked at you a bunch and didn't show anything.
I thought the one cool thing that they did show us was the Stadia controller with just like a Google Pixel 3, and they were playing the game on that.
Right.
That looks pretty amazing. If that works well, Risky, you're definitely getting it so you can play at work.
Well, you don't need the
There's no doubt
Chromecast
about
thing
it.
then, right? You just need a sub
Yeah, you just need
and the controller or whatever, I guess.
Because in theory, 4G would give you fast enough service.
But the thing is, if xCloud is great, I don't need
Right,
Stadia.
you don't need
And
any of it.
that's my thing right now. It's like my Xbox has a majority of everything I play. So if I can stream all of that to whatever, then Count me in. They did say that it was coming to the Pixel 3 first, the actual app, the Stadia app, and other phones later to come. That was it, and then a couple hours after that, there was a few things that happened before E3. Destiny 2 had a little thing showing off Shadowkeep, which is their new expansion. Did you guys watch this one?
I did.
Of course.
Bits and
I'm
pieces.
pumped. It's going to get me back into Destiny.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm going to hold out until... Because, like, right now, the only one I need is Forsaken, and they won't let you buy just Forsaken. You have to buy...
The whole
like
the whole
the-
game.
The whole Ultimate Pass, and that's a waste for me. So I'll just wait till the new light gets my character up to 700 or whatever the new cap is, and then I'll buy it.
Yeah, so speaking of New Light, that was one of the first things they talked about is Destiny 2 is actually going free to play.
Yep.
They're calling it New Light. It is D2 and everything up to Forsaken, including what looked like a remaster of like the very first
Right.
mission.
There's
of
a
Destiny
few
1.
missions
I don't know
from
if you guys saw
Destiny
that.
1
And
that kinda,
possibly Crota?
Yeah, there's
Maybe the Crota raid?
it says that
I don't know.
there's a few key missions from Destiny 1 to kind of bring you along in the story. So hopefully Vault
which
of
is- that's
Glass
so
might
awesome.
be there, or
So this is going to include all multiplayer content, including Gambit, which is a mode that was introduced in Forsaken. So you are going to get Gambit, but not the actual Forsaken campaign. I think Destiny 2 needs to go free to play. It makes a ton of sense. And then what they're going to do from there is charge you a la carte. Say you go on hiatus from Destiny for 3 months or something, so you miss an entire chunk of DLC. Don't worry about it. Just buy the next one. It's kind of like the issue that you're running into right now, Ladonian, where it's if you just need Forsaken from here on out, you should be able to just buy Forsaken and then be good to play all the content that was in that. You're still going to miss anything you didn't buy, but it's a nice change rather than having to buy their whole bundle thing.
the question I have
yeah.
is the season pass, is that going to be good for a year, or is that going to be a quarterly thing? Is that going to be 3 times a year?
God, I hope it's a year.
I hope so too. So if it's $35 for a whole year's worth of content, which is basically like 3 updates usually, I'm all in every year.
Yeah, I think going free to play, like especially with the success of Fortnite, like people now see like, hey, if we can make an awesome game that we have content that people will actually buy, like can you imagine if like Destiny actually put up whatever cosmetic you want for like $2 or $3 or whatever it would be. Like I would have bought so many cosmetic items.
Right, and you just don't
But
get the
instead
buffs.
they were all hidden behind those stupid engrams or whatever, and it's like, oh, random roll.
But now they kind of did that too, because if you find it, or if you get an armor that you like, you can literally piecemeal your mods onto it to make it buff or help you in any way that you need. So you can basically build the perfect build for your playstyle is what I saw.
I kind of like that, but I kind of don't, because like as we've talked about, like the reason I liked Destiny 1 was because like you had to grind out for that 1 or 2 weapons. Like
That's
I remember people grinding for Fatebringer for forever, and I had to grind for Gallarhorn, and it was like, I don't know, it kind of made it fun.
that's a very small percentage of people that enjoy doing that. They're trying
That
to
was
make
me
this...
too, though, because that's how I put
Yeah.
1,500
It's
hours.
like you guys
of
are all
that
saying,
first
I
game.
got 2,000 hours in Destiny 1. I'm like, not here.
How?
Yeah.
How did we do this?
Not me.
I can't do the same missions
Yeah.
over and over again, just hoping to get a different result at the end.
I think they're doing all the right things.
I believe so.
I think Destiny is, and hey, their raids are actually beatable.
Hey.
Shade again. This guy just brought all the heat
Flamethrower.
today. And just wanted to say, Shadowkeep is coming out on September 16th. And also that's when the New Light, is that what it's called, New Light?
Yeah.
Comes out. And it's $35 for the new stuff, the new season. And basically it includes new missions and quests, new destinations and dungeons, new weapons and exotics, and gear to earn, an all-new raid, and plus more.
Yeah. And then the biggest thing that they dropped here is cross save,
Oh yeah,
which
right.
awesome.
Especially if
That's
it's
so
free to
good.
play, like Dauntless right now.
I'd-
I'm loving it because
Yeah.
it was user error, but I was trying to figure out why I couldn't join a party with you and Mere Designation, and it was because I had the mute toggled. But so I jumped.
Oh my
I
God.
jumped off the Xbox onto PlayStation and picked up right where I left off, no problem.
Oh, this is.
I wish it was cross-platform, but
Don't we
I'll
all?
take cross-save
Yeah,
for now.
can't be greedy. Maybe one day.
Destiny 3 will be, for sure.
It's all heading in the right direction, though, isn't it? Cross save.
Absolutely.
We just need cross save, cross buy, cross play, and hey, then we'll be good.
Oh,
And one price for all
Please.
platforms. That'd be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yep. And we're gonna
well,
do.
no Nintendo tax.
What'd you say?
No Nintendo tax. That would be better.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll just go lowest common denominator, and everything will be priced at whatever Steam summer sale price said game is at. I think
Perfect.
that would be perfect. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super happy the exclusive content is done, and I thought with Destiny leaving it, we were done with that, and we'll get into it later. But
Right.
there's a certain game
Yep.
later on that I was super upset with in this.
It might be the same one, but I don't think it's a big a deal as you think it is.
Foreshadowing. Yeah, it's cool to see Destiny not being handcuffed to Activision, which they made
Yeah.
a jab or two at them, which was kind of funny.
It's
But,
like they broke the chains and they're running free now.
run.
Everybody goes to work with a
Um,
smile on their face now.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what's happening. It just eliminated all the crunch.
Exactly.
um,
Rainbows and butterflies.
All right, so that finished up on Thursday. That was kind of your intro into E3, and then we had EA Play. And
Star Wars.
yeah, what more? That was the only reason any of us were there. Well,
Basically.
except for maybe Chocolate for some Apex and FIFA. Chocolate probably loves EA, actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Battlefield.
I wasn't happy with FIFA. It was
What?
awful.
FIFA
FIFA
Street.
Street's the best thing to happen to FIFA in like 10 years.
Spoilers. All right.
Yeah, no, but I'm no good at that. I wanted to see the actual modes.
Well,
I
Chocolate,
played,
if we
so-
go by the
Let's
games
just-
you're good at, you're going to be happy for Gunman Clive, and that's it.
Well, yeah, I can count them on one hand, but never mind.
So
But Star Wars, oh my god.
Star Wars, it looks so good.
Right.
They how long was that gameplay? Like 15
minutes.
10, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if there's much else to say about it. You need to watch the 15-minute clip.
It is like Force Unleashed.
Right.
The old game meets Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
That's what like it
Yeah.
made
It's
me think
basically
of.
Star
Like,
Wars Ninja. It's so
Yeah.
awesome.
it looks great. Super story focused. Clearly had a high budget with all the voice actors that they had. Like they had Nolan North and a few other cast members that apparently have done really good games / TV shows in the past. I like how they did the time stop thing that like Kylo Ren does in Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
You know
That
where
looked
he's
really good, didn't it?
yeah he stopped the laser
the laser
or
completely.
Right. And then,
Yeah,
and then
I like how
Force
they
pushed
incorporated
one
that.
of the bad guys into it.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah,
I can't
that was
wait.
so
This
sick.
is definitely a day one buy for me.
And what
Did you guys notice how the marketing was Xbox
I actually
right at the beginning?
Plays best on Xbox.
Yep.
I was going to say, because it actually was at the Microsoft press conference as well, which we don't really
Right.
need to touch up on that during our talk about Xbox. But yeah, it was on stage there as well, which is awesome. What do you guys think about BD-01, the most adorable
Yeah,
robot
right.
in all of the Star Wars universe?
It's like your own little spy robot that he can hack into anything. And
Oh wait, Nolan North was a different game. Sorry, it had the kid from Shameless. That's what I meant.
there you go.
Yep.
And the guy from all the '80s movies. And what's his name? The old black guy who's in
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker. That's it.
I
Yeah.
told you it
So
was
I like
Forrest
that he's
Whitaker.
actually in the movie.
We were
I know,
watching
it
the
was-
trailer.
You saw Saw Gerrera in this little 15-minute clip, so yeah, Forrest Whitaker's obviously in. Love you, Ladonia. Oh, dogs are saying hello. You're welcome. Yeah, I don't think there's really much else to say about it without us going through literally the whole entire 15 minutes of gameplay, telling you step by step what was happening. So just get out there and watch it.
It looks like
just get the
It
game.
looks like it's going to
Just
be
pre-order it
tough
now.
though. It's not going to be
Yeah.
an easy cupcake. Just kind of smash buttons through it.
I think it's going to be a combination of using all the Star Wars skill tree, Jedi push and all that rubbish, combined with what I think is Titanfall wall running, which when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that you can tell
Right.
that Respawn have
Yeah, when he runs off that wall.
respawned all over that.
Just
Yeah.
looked identical to
Yeah.
Titanfall 2.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah,
I think I made a comment in chat that says, oh, that's exactly why we're not seeing Titanfall 3 right now.
Hey, I'm okay with it.
And that's
You can
what
pump
you
the
said.
brakes on Titanfall 3 for this. But I don't like it when the brakes get pumped for Titanfall 3
For the next game?
Apex Legends. So,
Yeah, they're adding another character.
yep.
Let's move on.
So what do you think about Watson? Chocolate, is this your new main?
I was trying to work out her ability.
I can read it
With
to
the
you.
whole friggin'. Well, no, so I understand about the pylons, and it just for me, I'm as much as I play it, my knowledge of the map is poor beyond belief. So there is no way I'm going to be able to get people to go through a nook and cranny and then get them with my force field thing. But it's good, they need to add more characters. They need to flesh out a decent season pass because it has been pretty poor. So it's what we want. It's what we need.
Right. And
Yeah.
what I read
I'm happy.
is, as far as the new battle pass, they are adding daily, weekly, and stacking challenges to try to help with that grind of XP.
So that's going to be exactly like
Fortnite,
then,
yeah.
right?
And then
So if you're in week
yeah.
7, you could go back and do week 1 stuff if you missed it.
exactly. And then also
They need to follow.
they
that.
have they're going to replace their badges and stat trackers that apparently nobody cares about with 3 new types of I don't know if it's currency or collectible or what, but they're not really devolving what it's going to be. But they're taking away your stats and giving you probably stickers.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I love stickers.
So they're just trying
That
to
was my I don't
Fortnite it some more. Oh, and speaking of Titanfall, they are bringing in the L-Star rifle. So if that was your favorite battle rifle or assault rifle in Titanfall, they just dropped it, but it's going to be in supply crate drops as a gold gun.
Yeah.
It looks like a submachine gun, right? Or
It's
or
an AR, I
just-
believe.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shoots super fast.
Yeah,
then,
it does.
Which is cool. And then, so they ended the little Apex thing with a giant, like, dragon or something. Did you guys see that? Where it was just like a dragon's eye blinking.
No idea.
I missed that.
Okay, it was right at the very
Right.
end.
They tried to Marvel Universe it with a little, what do they call them? Easter egg or something for what's coming.
Yeah, I guess. So maybe expect some crazy NPC dragons trying to cut you down while you're playing Apex. I know that'd be kind of weird, but
Exactly
You
what
never
that
know.
game needs.
Getting fifth and fourth partied, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. All right, so we also had FIFA 20, which showed off their Volta mode, which that's their FIFA Street.
Yeah, that's getting me
I don't know
back
what
in.
Volta stands for or means. Is that a
I think it's just a street term for the style of football. Because they mentioned about soul. Is it soul football or something like that? So it's all the kind of Brazilian-esque in the street.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
it's just
so-
like and one soccer basically.
gotcha?
So can we expect this to be like FIFA 19, the same game just with street mode put in?
No, it says
better ball
yeah,
physics,
all new ball
obviously.
physics, better one-on-one face-off moves, time and space for
Yeah.
dribbler reduced.
So
There's
pretty much
they're
the
tweaking
same
stuff.
they say
yeah,
every
it's
year.
just the sports game.
I
for
think
EA.
they said
little
it in-
tweaks.
Yeah, they said it in. I'm sure it was FIFA 18, where how one-on-ones would be great, and then
They're not.
yeah,
It's so
No.
funny because these, like, if you're not a FIFA player like me, obviously, and you hear these little tiny things, you're kind of like, wouldn't that just be like, hey, this is the June update. We're making this the
Right.
ball physics a little bit better. Not, hey, here's a new $60 game.
And
We made the ball physics better.
Just do like Rainbow Six
What?
Siege and have a new pass out every year or so. And
Yeah, FIFA needs to be. I mean, so does Madden. They all
Yeah,
need to
they
just
all
be
do.
games as service games. It's
right, it's not like they're
Kinda crazy.
breaking any ground with any of these games in the last 15 years, let alone 5.
right because it'd be like, oh, you want Volta mode? It's included in this season pass or
Right.
whatever. It's crazy. Just FIFA 20, $60 game, and you're getting Volta now, which is a mode that we stripped away ages ago. I mean, the Volta stuff looks cool. They showed a bunch of different arenas, or pitches?
Mhm.
Is that what you call them?
Yeah,
Soccer fields? Yeah, that's what you call it.
You have just offended all our UK
I'm
listeners.
sorry, everybody. But they said that you can play 3v3, 4v4, and 5v4, or 5v5. 5v4 sounds unfair. But that's kind of cool. So do you think for the pro...
Thailand could have used that advantage over the U.S. Ayo.
Got him.
Nothing
So do you
like-
think the 3v3 chocolate is going to be kind of like a pro clubs thing, where you could have 6 people in
They-
game? Did they say anything about
So
that?
they mentioned. I didn't spend too much time on FIFA's mode because I got a bad taste from FIFA 19.
Fair enough.
But they mentioned something about how you could bring your pro into Volta mode and then you could unlock bits and pieces for it. So I can only assume that that will happen. And it can't be that difficult to kind of block out the other players and make them all human players. So yeah, I'd imagine so, but they seemed very tight-lipped on all the things they were mentioning about FIFA, so they didn't mention about Ultimate Team. From what I can remember, that they only talked about what they were adding in Volta mode, and all the rest is going to be in a couple of months' time. There's another show coming
Right.
up, and they're going to divulge more information. I think they're going to drip feed a lot of this.
Yep, I think
do you
that's
think they're going to drip feed
all of it.
Alex Hunter's story, or do you think they're done with story mode now?
I don't know, because I would have imagined they would have.
That would have been there, right?
Yeah, because it's not. Yeah, they don't change it that much.
Well, now you're getting
So-
Volta instead of Alex Hunter.
So sad. But then, so be it.
Yep.
Maybe they can steal the story for Madden.
Perfect. So FIFA 20 launches on September 27th. If you're an EA Access subscriber, you will get it on September 19th. What else was there? We had The Sims 4. I don't know if anyone cares about Sims 4, but they're doing an island living expansion. So just picture all the things that you would
Yep.
see on a tropical island, and they're now in The Sims. You can be a mermaid. There's islandy jobs and whatnot.
Yep.
There's apparently a lot of girls who are very excited about the game because they were screaming like crazy.
All right, well, hey, shout
Hey,
out
who-
to all you girls.
Who
out
doesn't
there
like
that-
jet skis?
That's true. What did they call them? They called them something funny on the stream.
Wave runners?
No, they didn't call it. It wasn't wave runners either. It was even weirder than that, Moose.
Ski-doos?
Nope.
I don't know.
Somebody just.
Water bouncers?
Oh, there it is.
Water bouncers?
No, is it
No.
really?
That's just not what I picture when I think of water bouncers. But so yeah, some Sims 4 content coming out. Island Living, the expansion hits PC on June 21st and will be coming to consoles July 16th.
And all you eco-friendly folks out there that use up all your energy playing video games, there's a conservationalist job in The Sims now. So you can
There you
yell
go.
at people for throwing their trash on the ground in Fake Life too.
Fake Life 4.
Also,
All right. Battlefield 5 was there.
sure was.
None of us are-
That,
none
that
of us
game's
are playing
still
Battlefield
going, huh?
Can't believe this.
Yes.
There was nothing. They added nothing.
Greece. Probably looks pretty.
Well, yeah. So this is to round off their Chapter 4 content. It's 3 more maps. Merida.
The Africa map just looks like a reskin from the,
The
last
desert
game.
map
I mean, it
again.
probably is.
Africa looks the same in World War II as it did in World War One. So,
I didn't even play that game, and it looks the same to me.
Well, some content for that is coming out June 27th. So there's that. And then they went in for a closer look on their Chapter 5 stuff, which is going to focus on World War II's Pacific Theater. So that's America and Japan joining the conflict. So there'll be some of that. And then they also are moving up the max rank from 50 to 500.
Nobody's ever going to
What
reach
a-
that level.
What a step up.
And didn't they say that they actually did like fix the leveling thing too, so you'll be able to level quicker?
So you actually get credit for kills.
I would
and
hope
stuff?
so.
Yeah, I was kind of dozing off during this part, but I thought I remember
way.
hearing that.
They said our game works now that like it should.
We now have a functioning IP, maybe.
No, another 4 months.
At
sure.
some point, I will
Absolutely.
play through this whole campaign because I enjoy the campaigns of the Battlefield games, but I'm not sure when.
What campaign? I thought there was
Oh, yeah.
one.
No,
There's
there
a
was one.
full campaign.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I think
that.
Yeah,
was-
you can
there's co-op
actually.
too,
Yeah,
right?
Call
you
of
can
Duty-
play.
Call of Duty.
You
didn't
can
it?
play 4 people co-op on the this Battlefield 5 campaign.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And then the last thing is private servers will be available for testing sometime. Excuse me, sometime in September.
And free, wasn't it?
Was it free?
Yeah, it sounds like they're not charging people to have servers this time around, I guess. So I guess that's a step in the right direction. Do you guys think it's weird that we didn't get a tease of what the next DICE game is, though? Because usually it's a yearly thing with Battlefront and then whatever
Right.
Battlefield game, but we didn't. We just kind of got like, hey, this is Chapter 5 of
Well,
Battlefield 5.
I'm pretty
That
sure
was it.
Disney said
Too
you're not
busy
allowed
fixing.
to make
Do we
any
think-
more Star Wars games, so they're just like, yeah, I know we have a contract, but you guys
Yeah, I was
just sit
gonna
on
say,
your hands.
did all their resources get put into the other game?
I
They
mean,
must-
yeah. I guess. What else are you doing to these people? Hopefully, it's not everyone doing this additional content for Battlefield 5, which I'm assuming their player base is down. Maybe this will bring some people back, though. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. It's not bringing me back, though, I don't think. So,
Yeah, the Battle Royale didn't bring you back.
and
What's
then
going to?
and I didn't even try that. So that really
I know.
says something about how little I cared about that game. And then the last thing we'll talk about for EA, which we probably could skip altogether, but Madden NFL 20 is also coming out. The big thing they were talking about was the run pass option. That's going to be in your playbook now. So
The
They already
RPO.
had that, and I hated it.
yield RPO.
Because you
I
pick
feel like
a,
it's just
a run pass option play and you don't know what it is, and the guy hands it off into 22 angry.
so mad.
Yeah. Just like, I did not choose that play, but now it's on purpose apparently.
Yeah. And then they were doing some. So these are Superstar X Factor abilities, which I actually thought were kind of cool. It's like the example they had was Juju Smith-Schuster. He was on stage. Obviously, you just got to have famous people be on stage because that hypes it up. But if he made if he made 5 30-yard receptions, his X Factor ability popped up, and that made it so he wouldn't drop the ball if he was in single coverage
It's
or
like a
something
game
like that.
breaker, basically.
For one play, pretty much, yeah, a game breaker thing. So it's kind of weird how they're video gamifying the football there.
Are we playing Blitz now?
Well, yeah, right. It's
Yeah.
just kind of odd, but
And then they got rid of the long shot because apparently all those guys' stories are over with, and they have a new thing called Face of the Franchise, which basically you build your own character and develop them however you want, and pick your perks, basically like an RPG, and Ultimate Team, basically.
don't you also get to play the college football championship?
I think
too?
you do. Yeah, I think that's how it starts.
So that's kind
you
of
know what I
cool.
want?
Yeah,
I want NCAA football.
Don't
Everyone
Never,
wants
ever happen
NCAA
again.
football.
there's
I don't care if they're the actual players, or don't even do the likeness of players. Just have one standard-looking dude on the field, and just give me the colleges,
sounds
and I
terrible.
will just simulate away.
And then you will
Football-
simulate away? What?
yeah.
Yeah, I do just build the franchise up.
There's a game
it's
called
kind of like Football Manager.
Football
yeah.
Manager that I think
But
you
I
might
want it
want to
for
look
And
at.
just pretend
NCAA
it's
football.
college football. It's easy.
Oh, maybe.
This sounds-
Maybe.
I was
Problem
on
solved.
board.
Let's
Interesting.
move on.
I was on board for college football coming back, but not in the form that you just.
You never took the worst college ever and made him into the best college.
Oh my
Nope.
God! This is exactly how Sweeney tried
Yeah.
selling us on Football Manager.
Nope.
Like,
I played
imagine
as a-
your team is terrible.
I
Dude,
played
I
as
make
the
them
Tennessee
do
Volunteers
Northern
and went
Illinois.
undefeated, and then didn't play the game till next year.
No, I went brought Northern Illinois up to getting 5-star recruits or blue chip recruits or whatever it is every year. It's great.
And you didn't play any of the game.
Or go out with friends.
No, that's the thing. You just simulate.
That
the
sounds
season.
terrible.
No, I didn't really.
The
He
fun-
brought his Xbox with him to the bar.
The fun part of the game is playing the game.
See, Ladonian gets Football Manager. Me and you don't.
Yeah,
Bruce.
I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna
Don't
get
make
it.
no
I already
sense.
have it downloaded. Truth be
But
told.
we talked about Madden long enough. There is a
for
beta
sure.
next weekend, and you can earn codes if you were at EA Play. Also, they're dropping codes at EA Madden NFL on Twitter, Mutthead.com, which is Madden Ultimate Team, and in the subreddit r/Madden, and on Twitch on EA Madden NFL. So basically, you've got to get lucky to get into this beta. But
I
I'm
would
not
assume
even
there'll
going to
be an
try.
open beta.
No,
maybe.
it's closed.
I mean, down the road.
Oh yeah. Well, the game comes out beginning of August, so it's not much time.
Well, all right, so never mind. All right, and that was pretty much the whole EA Play conference. They had it laid out where you knew exactly what was coming, you knew when it was going to start. So if you just wanted to show up for the Madden stuff, it was like, hey, that's it, 1:30 today, and you could just tune in right then, which is a great way
Right.
to do it. So good on them for doing that. Star Wars I thought was awesome, but that literally could be the only thing I cared about from EA.
Just real quick, Risky, I did want to mention the cover athlete for Madden is Patrick Mahomes. So let's hope that curse stays alive. Sorry, Shine, but
There goes his ACL.
break his leg.
I hope he wins, Sean. I hope they win it this year. Woo!
Yeah, screw your own team, right?
The Bears certainly aren't winning.
True.
Sorry about that.
Go foosball.
Yay, foosball. Chocolate, I'll start with you. What did you just overall EA Play, good or bad for you? How'd you feel? Quick, brief review.
It had Star Wars, so it for me was amazing. Just watching the trailer and seeing the moveset, it was brilliant for me. Let down with a couple of the other games, but the only thing that sticks in my mind is Star Wars and how friggin' awesome
Right.
it is.
Ladonian, how about you?
Star Wars is good, but they've managed to screw up a lot of games in the past, so I'm going to be like happy but not get too excited.
Cautiously optimistic.
Yes, there we go.
And Moose, you?
Yeah, basically Star Wars looks good. I'll probably pick up Madden because I always do. And, I watched basically only the Star Wars thing, and I don't think I missed much. So.
Nope. I'm right there with you guys. They had Star Wars. That was great, but I could have just watched that and been done with it. All right, so moving into Sunday to kick off E3, we had the Microsoft presentation. The one that we all, I think, were most excited for.
Right.
Right?
It was supposed to end
Yeah.
all presentations, right?
The end-all, be-all of I guess. They said they were showing off 60 games.
Mm-hmm.
They showed a
14 of them being from Xbox Game Studios. And, yeah, we had a bunch of real exciting stuff. And then the whole conference, we'll just kind of go through it, not chronologically, but just some of the better announcements. Xbox Project Scarlet is launching holiday 2020.
Get your
This
nerd
was kind of-
boners ready.
It was kind of a weird announcement because it was they just needed to show more or not talk about it. Like, what they could have done is just been like, hey, we're working on this thing, just so you guys know, and be done with
Right.
it. Don't give me the tech specs. Don't give me all of that stuff. Just, hey, we're working on this thing. We'll have a lot more to say next year during E3. And then just, boom, drop it all, E3 2020.
See, I liked that they gave us some specs just because, like, I'm kind of like, all right, do I buy a new monitor? Do I buy more stuff for my PC? Or do I wait for the new Xbox? And right now, like, it sounds amazing that it could do 120 frames per second, but I'm super dubious on it because like 8K at 120 frames per second, I don't even think a top tier like computer
That's like a
rig could do that.
$4,000 computer. Or
Yeah.
something.
So like there's I don't know. I feel like they shouldn't have said that. I feel like they should have just showed us like a picture of what the console might look like. And then that's
what
it.
I wanted to see.
Yeah.
I wanted to see the console, or even like the button light up, or something like that. Proper tease.
Didn't they
Not
release all this info
the way
like
they
a couple
did it.
months ago? Didn't all these
I mean, it got
text?
leaked, I think.
Yeah,
It was
or
like the
tech specs-
Anaconda and the
yeah,
Scarlet.
exactly. So none of it's really
It
new,
kinda got
other
leaked,
than
yeah.
the new SSD that works as a RAM, which is really freaking cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think that like truth be told though, like AMD is doing both the processors for PlayStation and
Yeah,
Xbox.
it's the same one.
I think they're probably going to have the same
They have
one.
the same
No doubt.
processor, right?
It's gonna be the same
Yeah,
machine
or
with
very
different letters
similar.
on the front.
Yeah, so like, and I realized that like, AMD worked on Xbox with the Scorpio's processor and stuff like that, but yeah, so we'll have to see. But get hyped.
I just think that
Yeah, and-
technologies we're at a precipice right now, so everybody has to use the same technology because it's all on the leading edge. So that's why
Yeah, I just want-
that's why PlayStation is using Microsoft's cloud stuff.
Right. Can we borrow that? We know we can't do it any better.
Yeah,
so,
that's good. Can I have it?
Yeah, got some of that. So yeah, they teased that. They had a trailer for Halo Infinite finally. That's going to be a launch title for Project Scarlet though. So if you were
Best decision they could have ever made.
yeah, for sure, but if you were expecting
Next
Infinite
year.
this
yeah,
year,
this
you
fall.
were crazy. So yeah, it was a cinematic trailer, so we still didn't really see anything. It was the dude waking up Master Chief out of like sleep, and
That was kind of the theme of E3 this year, right? Cinematic trailers.
cinematic trailers and 2020 release dates.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Did you not-
in JRPGs.
Oh yeah,
Far too many of those.
no such thing.
But
Chocolate.
the-
Ask Cobbs.
Oh. The Halo thing, when once you went into Master Chief's view, wasn't that actual in-game footage, or was that still a cinematic
No, I think
trailer?
that was just the
because it
intro to the
changed.
game.
Well, it changed dramatically. If you relook at it, it looks like a trailer or a cutscene, but as you go into his kind of visor, the guy, his perspective, or his shading of his face changes completely.
I'm gonna take your
Rewatch
word
it.
for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that again.
So there was gameplay, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, I might be wrong.
Just
You
maybe,
know,
yeah.
call me out.
I never
when,
played
in Discord.
the last Halo that everyone got so upset about, right? Because it wasn't Master
It was
Chief.
Locke. Just
Yeah,
Locke.
was he? So the last Halo I played was Halo 4. And I think Master Chief was floating in space at the end of
Yeah.
that. So is it still from
I
that?
think this is him being retrieved because they like reactivate him and everything.
So he was in
Yeah.
space for like a decade.
It's fine.
No, he was in
Okay.
5, wasn't he?
He was like a bad guy or something in 5, I think.
Oh, well, yeah, but he was still there, so he wasn't in like a weird space floating around.
So he's just been in space at the end of 2 games. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
don't
I
know
didn't
the
play
Halo
all the way
lore.
through 5, so he could have been shot out into space unconscious at the end of 5.
Just
Just
chilling.
How do you stop a Master Chief? Deactivate him and shoot him out into space.
turn him off and put him out
Yeah,
into space.
that's easy.
Yep. Easy peasy. Yeah, so that was just a cinematic trailer with maybe a hint of gameplay. Who knows? This next game, though, Cyberpunk 2077. It has a release date, and I think that is the biggest thing to take out of it. Oh, maybe.
Well.
There's 2 pieces here that are pretty big. But the release date first, that is April 16th, 2020, which I don't think realistically I was expecting this holiday this year. Maybe I was
Nah.
kind of excited that it could be a thing. And then I was like, maybe it's for next gen. But at this point, that would put it super late. But it's coming April 16th. So that's...
It's going to be a weird hybrid title release. Kind of, back when the other 2 consoles upgraded and you could upgrade your discs for $10 or whatever, because that aren't there. Everything's supposed to come out holiday season next year as far as the new console. So all these huge games coming out next spring is kind of puzzling to me.
I think they'll just have like a update, like a
Right.
Scarlet update,
Yeah.
like they do an X enhancement, something like that.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Well, I think it's
not
a
having
good-
to rebuy the game for $60.
Yeah, exactly. Just put a
Yeah.
patch in.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, I was super pumped. I've kind of like kept myself in the dark on this game just because I knew it was going to take so long in development. But man, that trailer got me pumped.
It looks cool.
So
It looks awesome.
yeah, it was again just a cinematic trailer, but at the end of this, there's a dude that's telling you to wake up, and then you open your eyes, and who is standing over you, helping you up? None other than Keanu Reeves.
That's right.
And man, when he came onto that stage,
Johnny
Yes.
Utah.
They showed Keanu Reeves. He was helping you up, and then he trots out on stage.
I don't know if he was doing Tai Chi or if he was drunk or what, but
He took one weird, awkward step backwards, and I was pretty sure that he was going to fall directly on his butt.
it looked like his top half was
I
just
mean,
levitating over his
even-
legs at one point.
even him trying to read the teleprompter was like a struggle for him. Like he was definitely hammered.
Yeah. So, was there gameplay in that a little bit? Apparently.
I think there was a small amount where they were hiding behind cars and shooting at enemies.
So this game just looks so good that it's just blurring
Right.
the boundaries between a cinematic trailer and actual gameplay. Awesome. So yeah, April 16th, 2020, and Keanu Reeves is going to be in it. That what else do you need, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he was in from the beginning, or do you think they added him in?
After John Wick 3, and they were like, okay,
I think he
people
was.
actually do like him.
I think he was probably in from the beginning.
Do you think?
Just had to stay hush hush on it this whole time.
Yep.
Okay, we also had the Gears 5 release date. That is launching September 10th
But no
of
gameplay.
this year. Nope, no gameplay.
That makes no sense.
New game modes.
Right. Who cares?
They
That was a funky release.
It was
wasn't
awkward,
Well, I say release.
for sure.
Funky trailer. It was, strange.
I wonder if.
Yeah.
I hope they're not having issues with the game as far as gameplay
right,
goes.
because why else would you not
show it,
be showing
right.
gameplay?
Absolutely.
What are we 3 months
then they
out
had-
ish? Like,
Yeah.
not great.
Yeah. They
I
should
don't
be
know.
printing discs at this point.
So they did show off the new escape mode. Well, they didn't even really show it off. They showed a cinematic
Right.
trailer for escape mode, which is going to be a 3-player co-op mission thing. It looks like you're going in to you're infiltrating some type of weird toxic area, planting a bomb, and then escaping. And that's kind of like the game mode. Kind of gave me some Left 4 Dead vibes. Like you need to get to this point, and then you're done for that mission.
Right.
And then, like,
Yeah.
in between missions, you can upgrade or get new weapons, that kind of stuff. It looks interesting, I guess.
Looks cool, but I think it is odd they didn't show us actual footage of the game, not the side games.
Yeah, so July 17th, so next month, about a month from now, they're going to be doing a multiplayer tech test featuring the arcade mode, and then a hands-on event for Horde mode August 19th, and then it launches in September. So we are going to see it, but it's just weird that we didn't see something here, I guess.
And it's competing with Borderlands 3. That's a tough choice. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, a tough choice for some. I think you have Gears fans, and then you have Borderlands fans, in my opinion. Like, you just said that, but I'm honestly more excited for Gears. So, yeah. And then the last little bit here is that there's going to be a Terminator crossover. They showed Terminator holding
The
a
chainsaw
Lancer.
gun.
Oh, did
Yeah.
you see that
So
gun? That looked
What?
amazing.
It's so weird, but whatever. And Gears 5 obviously will be in Game Pass day and date, so that's awesome. And speaking of Game Pass, they announced what we were actually talking about at the beginning of the show, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. This is going to include your PC Game Pass, your Xbox Game Pass and your Xbox Live, and it's going to be $14.99 a month, and you'll get all that stuff. What a ridiculous deal for all that stuff, because the PC games are also different. I mean,
Right.
some of them are the same, but like I browsed through the PC list of games, and I was like, wow, there's a ton of stuff here. I was recommending games to you that you couldn't
Yeah,
even get.
that made me
because
sad.
They weren't on Xbox.
You're like, this game's so awesome, download it. Nope, don't have it, not a thing.
It's not here.
But, I just
but
did
this-
the quick math in my head, and if you wanted to sub for gold, you'd have to do it twice. And if you wanted Game Pass, you'd have to do it twice for PC and Xbox. So that's $40 a month that you're getting for 15.
It's just crazy, and for like new gamers or people that are maybe just PS4 or just Switch owners or whatever, coming over and having that much value. Although I guess at that point you need to have a PC and an Xbox to really get the total value out of it.
Right.
But if you own both those things like I do right now, I'm not feeling like I need to be buying anything anytime soon. Which
Yeah.
I will,
And
obviously.
if you look at it, Risky, it's still a better value than you'd be paying for your gold sub for PC plus your your Game Pass. So that'd be $20
yeah,
a
right.
month.
Yep. Agree.
What'd you say, Chocolate?
Did you have something to add, Chocolate?
I was just going to say, I'm sure that the price, it works out that you would get PC for free in the UK.
Right.
Um,
Essentially.
Yeah, probably.
I'm trying to think of the numbers.
It's even less.
Yeah, because I think it's like it's £8, and I can't think how much a month of gold is, but yeah, it's give or take.
Right.
It's not a lot. Of
For one here,
difference.
it's 10 and 10.
But it,
So you'd be saving $5 a month if you just
Yeah,
had one of the platforms.
exactly, it's a no-brainer. It is an absolute
And-
no-brainer. Even if you
Right.
don't
More
have
quick
PC.
math here. $5 a month. That's $60. That's a new game every year just by doing the Ultimate Game Pass.
Wham, bam, steal the van.
Yeah, and you don't have to buy gears because it's in there for free. And isn't it 4 days early or
Yep.
5
Ultimate
days
gets
early?
it 4 days early.
Oh my god!
Awesome. Love it. Okay, so after that, let's move on to something that's probably the most exciting announcement for me was the Xbox Elite Wireless Controller, the Series 2. This is your Xbox.
You mean the thing should have gone last year that they missed out?
Yeah.
I've got this white atrocity now that I don't know what to do with because they didn't bring this out last year.
I'm very glad I
Well, I
held
had
out.
Yeah,
I
good
had
for you.
drift
I wish I
issues.
loved
I had
that.
a black one and I had drift issues, and they only had white ones to replace it. So
I've had quite a few Elite controllers at this point, so I'm hoping this one's.
Do we know that? I believe it's made by Microsoft this time. They didn't like outsource it.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, all
not
in-house. All in-house, ground up.
Yeah, I think in the
Awesome.
inside Xbox thing they talked about it, and the Microsoft engineers actually were the ones who built
oh
it.
yeah, I
so-
did see that. They like clicked all the buttons a million times and did trigger pulls a
Oh,
million
that was really
times.
cool watching
yeah.
their like testing center where it's
Yeah.
like, we need to quickly rotate this 8 billion times.
Right.
Just to simulate the lifetime of you using this
And
controller.
the guy at the beginning is like, "We know that people sometimes get excited and drop their controllers," and it's like, "No,
Oh,
you chuck it
and
across
throw
the
it,
room."
and-
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
No,
he
but
did say throw it.
throw.
Absolutely.
He did say throw. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
So some specs on this. They're gonna have adjustable tension joysticks. He said you can adjust it all the way down to like where the 360 tension used to be, and then all the way up to where a standard Xbox One controller would be now. They're gonna have an even shorter hair trigger lock. So there's gonna be 3 settings now. So instead of just not locked and locked, there's gonna be a third one, which is even shorter for a trigger pull, so you can get off that shot even quicker if you're playing any type of shooter, which is awesome.
What would you ever
Uh,
have a use for the middle one for?
The middle what? Oh, what would you?
Yeah, I don't think I would.
I have no idea. For people that got used to the
Yeah, I
half
guess
pull
so.
with the first controller, maybe some of that stuff's tough to adjust to.
Right.
In all parts of this controller at first are tough to adjust to, even like the paddles and stuff. So the grip is now going to be wrapped around. It sounds like the whole thing. So
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to have to worry about that peeling off. I know a bunch of people that had like the back of it start to peel off. If you're someone that like sweats a decent amount, shout out to you, Waterloo. Your disgusting hands.
Wow.
if you have that type of issue where you're sweating all the time, that rubber grip just slowly just starts to fall off from like the heat and just all that fun stuff. So now the rubber will be all the way around. Hopefully that will make them last a little bit longer. This new controller is also going to have 3 profiles instead of 2. So if you have 3 different games, you have it set up different ways. There's that. Bluetooth connectivity, awesome. Bluetooth should be in everything.
Do you think the Bluetooth inclusion means it'll work on the next Xbox?
That's what
It's
I
got
need to know.
Right.
There's no way they announce this for this year and then next year they make you buy a whole new one. No, there's no way.
I think they're trying to market this for the cloud thing too, just so you can take your Elite everywhere with
PC
you and
use.
connect to Bluetooth from whatever you're at, and you got your stuff.
If it doesn't work out that way, we'll send Phil a angry letter or something.
On a brick.
Oh, jeez. The one big thing here, though, I think, is that they're getting rid of the removable battery. So it's now going to be a rechargeable battery, a la the DualShock 4 controller. It's supposed to last up to 40 hours.
USB-C, thank God.
It is USB-C, which everything I think at this point I own is USB-C, so that'll be nice. The only thing that's kind of freaking me out here is that I've had 2 DualShock 4 controllers that are the rechargeable one, and at first it's like, okay, this is awesome. I can just plug it in, charge it up. But now I can maybe get like an hour or 2 out of my one DualShock.
Just leave it plugged in, basically.
It needs to be plugged in. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see how the batteries hold up in these. It's going to suck if people a year down the road, their controllers don't hold charges at all.
That's why you buy it at Best Buy.
Get that black tie warranty. But for people like me who play at a desk, I have it plugged in all the time anyways. So I'm wondering if there's a way to like turn off the battery, because with my Elite controller right now, I don't even have like a battery pack in the back of it. It's just a hollowed out controller plugged in with a USB cable. So I don't have to worry about.
Risky, do you not have the adapter for your computer?
I mean, I don't use the controller on my computer. My Xbox is at my desk on a monitor.
Like a true PC gamer, sir.
Yeah, I don't know what you're asking me here.
No, yeah, I use my Xbox controller on my PC sometimes. So
No, there's
adapter
probably
you
some
can get.
games I could do that with, but too lazy to buy an adapter. I'll just learn to live with mouse and keyboard, as difficult as it is at times. And then last thing, it's available for pre-order now for $180. At first I was like, oh, $30 more than the new one, but the case that comes with it is like you can charge the case. It has a charging dock inside of it, and that right there, like a rechargeable kit, it's probably gonna run you like $20 anyways. So, sure,
And a fire risk.
whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It seems steep for a controller, but
Yeah, it does.
there's plenty of scuffs and other stupid
are more.
controllers that cost more than that. So,
Right.
yeah. So awesome.
And no design lab on it either, which was surprising.
That was kind of weird. I thought that would have been a layup.
The thing I gotta
for
say
them,
though
right?
about the Elites is, it feels like you got a $180 controller in your hand, as opposed to the Pro controllers that you buy for Nintendo, and you pay, is it $80, and it just feels like a cheap piece of plastic.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting what you're paying for, I
Right.
think, here. So it's not a bad deal. Especially if this is something you do 2, 3, 4 hours a day. Like, why not invest in a decent controller to play with? All right, keep this thing moving. We had some games to talk about here. Elden Ring. This is the game, I think we might have talked about this last week. It was George R.R. Martin put out a statement that said he was consulting on a video game in Japan. This is the game. It's called Elden Ring, and this is the From Software people. So them and George R.R. Martin, who obviously is Game of Thrones, are making a game.
It's gonna be hard.
It's right. I'm just thinking Dark Souls with
Right.
a sweet story because George is here. I guess.
Exactly, and it's kind of the medieval type setting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did it give you a Lord of the Rings vibe?
At certain points, it did. Like depending on who I was looking at, like what character I was looking at. But
it gave me a Heavenly Sword vibe, to be honest with you. That PlayStation exclusive from about 10 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe it was just a girl with red hair flinging a sword around, but
I think that's enough. And also, wasn't she missing an arm or something? She had to like reattach her own arm.
Yeah,
that was the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Super weird. A lot of these games we're going to talk about, it's best if you just check out this gameplay
Yep.
on YouTube. But Elden Ring, so that's going to be coming out. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, that got wisps. What a fun word. We got a release date for that. Well, not a release date. Or yeah, we did. February 11th. Okay, my bad. I just read February and then nothing else. But yeah, February 11th, 2020. This game looks fantastic. If you played the first one, I didn't get all the way through it. It got really hard, and I probably gave up. But the trailer they showed a bunch of giant animals trying to murder Ori, and it's just something great to look at when you're looking at a 2D like platformer like this, seeing these giant monsters come in from the background trying to attack him.
This game is
awesome.
Visually spectacular. It really is. For a platformer, it's, top notch.
Definitely. Star Wars. Oh, we don't need to talk about that. There was a little more Star Wars gameplay here. Borderlands 3 had a trailer for Borderlands 2.
Right,
actually.
the DLC.
It's DLC that is going to set up some of Borderlands 3, it sounds like.
Correct. And I believe that it's free, but it's only free to the end of the month. So get it downloaded.
So that's...
What's really funny is that you can only get this on PC on Steam, but Borderlands 3 is going to be on the Epic Store.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, people are pissed.
Just the what is it? The pettiness of the video game industry is just beautiful.
Yep. Another game they talked about, which I think they might have actually led the conference with this, was Bleeding Edge. This was Ninja Theory's game that they've been working on. They're the people that made Senua's Sacrifice, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a weird turn for them, I guess. I was really hoping for another something like Senua, which I still haven't played, but just that single player story focused game. But we're getting a 4v4 melee combat PvP game.
Yeah, it reminded me basically of Overwatch, but melee combat as opposed to weapons that are long range.
Yeah, it did have a Overwatch vibe to it, didn't it?
That's kind of what it felt like to me. Is basically it was a new spin on Overwatch with the For Honor type gameplay.
So yeah, they're launching a technical alpha June 27th. So we'll know more about what the actual combat looks like then. We also had Minecraft Dungeons. This is blocky Diablo.
It looks cool.
4-player co-op coming out spring 2020. Yeah, well, I mean, what's not to want there? Next.
So is that why they're getting rid of the story
No,
mode?
because
No,
that's
that has to do with Telltale.
Yeah, it's a Telltale game, so they don't have anybody to keep the doors open and support it.
Yep, see it. Psychonauts 2 gameplay was there. I didn't play Psychonauts 1, so this didn't mean a ton to me. The big announcement here, though, was that Microsoft actually acquired Double Fine. They're the ones that made that. That's Tim Schafer's studio. When I was at PAX East, I played Rad. I think that's his newest game. That is actually a ton of fun. So yeah, it's cool that Microsoft picked them up. I wonder if that means we'll get it day and date,
right? It should be
in Game Pass, because I know it's also coming to Switch and a bunch of other places. Which that game, if you haven't seen anything about it, looks like the perfect Switch game. Of course.
Have there been any games that from any studios that Microsoft has acquired that hasn't gone straight to Game Pass?
Have there? I mean, so far, yeah. I think it's just the bigger studios that we're waiting to see if their stuff is actually coming. Some of the smaller studios have been putting stuff out, but Yeah. So that's big news. Just one more. It's the only acquisition they announced, I think, this E3. It wasn't like last year where there was 13 of them or whatever stupid number it was. That's cool. They showed off Battletoads, which they've been teasing and talking about forever. Phil's been wearing Battletoads t-shirts and blah 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 blah.
And then they showed the game.
Yeah, and then they showed the game, and I don't know if some people would be excited for it.
I was not at all.
It's this weird hand-drawn animation style, like
cartoons.
It looks like a Saturday morning cartoon, and I don't at this point I'd rather play it on NES.
It really does look like the games that the Cartoon Network has been developing lately. That's what it reminds me of. Not something that they've been teasing for 3 years. This is disappointing.
It's a 3-player couch co-op game, though, so you can play as Rash, Pimple, and Zitz.
And if it comes to the Game Pass, it's not hurting anybody.
Yeah, and they don't have a release date for it or anything, but when it does come out, like you said, Moose, it will be on Game Pass. So, all right. Is there anything else you guys really want to cover for this? I know we're already running long.
Right.
There's a Lego Forza expansion that looked kind of cool. Blair Witch totally caught me off guard. It's a first-person horror game.
Definitely won't be playing that.
that launches August 30th. We got an Outer Worlds release date. That's October 25th. That game looks awesome. Definitely pumped for that one. Phantasy Star Online, I'm not a fan, but apparently a lot of people love that game. That's coming to the West spring 2020. It's going to be free to play, so you can hop on that if you'd like.
I really liked the addition of the Lord of the Rings card game. Not for me. I'm probably never going to play it, but I know Mirror Designation and all of our friends growing up played that game like crazy.
Is that the actual, like the collectible card game?
I would assume.
I mean, it's the same name.
So. Yeah, I'd be excited maybe to try it, but I bet you he's really excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play Wasteland 3 because it takes place in my hometown. So
yeah, that trailer didn't do anything for me though.
It was weird,
wasn't it? Over the top and just I don't know. The second one is in Game Pass. Maybe the third one will end up there too.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, it is going to Game Pass.
What else? Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. It's going to be all 9 games. That's going to be coming out in 2020. Dragon Ball Z fans, there's Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Whatever that's going to be. Chaotic, look it up. I think you're the only one that cares at this point, but that's early 2020. Moose, I know you're excited for this one. Super excited. 12 Minutes. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
You're just going to keep reliving the same 12 minutes over and over?
I'd just rather watch Bill Murray in Groundhog Day and enjoy the experience at the end of it than try to play the same 12 minutes of the same person getting murdered over and over again. I can't do that type of thing.
This one do anything for you, Chocolate?
So I enjoyed. I know. I looked at it. I thought it was quite intriguing. But yeah, I suppose I can see Moose's point how it would get very old very quickly.
Yeah, I'm the same way, kind of. I guess I think I'm in the middle. I'll definitely try it because it seems interesting in a story kind of way. Like I'm gonna want to figure out why this is all happening because the trailer starts and the guy's like, I know we're having a baby. We've done this 12 times already, or we've run through this scenario before. The cops are coming, blah blah blah. So it's like you have to keep figuring out how to progress the story further. It seems like interesting.
So the other two I just wanted to make a note of was RPG Time. It was pretty cool with the art style. It's that doodle on a notepad type art style, and just the way that the game was developing and coming alive on the page. It looked pretty cool to me. And then also Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't think I'll ever play it, that thing looks beautiful.
It does. Dying Light 2 had a cinematic trailer. Looks like
scary. Dying
Light 1, but prettier. That's coming spring 2020. Gears Pop was there. Nobody cares. State of Decay 2. Heartland expansion. It's going to have 2 new storylines with 2 pairs of characters. That's out now,
Right.
I'm pretty
Yep,
sure, right?
It's in Game Pass right now.
Okay, so that's a free expansion for State of Decay 2, and if you have Game Pass, you have all that anyways. Crossfire X. This is another Japanese game.
It's like Call of
First-person
Duty
shooter.
China is the way that I understand it. It's got a 650
China, okay.
million player base.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It Urban Warfare coming to console exclusively to Xbox in 2020.
Free to play,
So-
I believe.
Free to play. Cool. And then the last thing we'll talk about here is going to be Project xCloud, which really there's not even a lot to talk about because this felt like a missed opportunity,
Right.
just like with Stadia, where they didn't really show anything off. They just kind of talked.
They just said it's coming this fall. Look for it, basically, right?
Yeah. So in October, the one cool thing that I took out of this was that they have their Xboxes where, like, on their server racks that you can stream off of those. But if you have an Xbox in your house, you can turn that into its own server, which I'm assuming gives you a way better connection than trying to connect to theirs. And I think that's super smart on their part. It's like, why not use the hardware that we already have
Right.
to do this?
If
right?
if you got a chance, go back
Yeah.
and listen to what is his name, Larry Herb's podcast that he did just before E3 with Phil. It's only 17 minutes long, so it's not going to take you too long. But they go pretty in depth as to what the xCloud is and what its capabilities are right now. So it was a pretty cool listen.
Good deal. Yeah, so that is it for that. Okay, so overall, Chocolate, we'll start with you. What did you think of the Microsoft one? Quick little review.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. There was some poopers in there, but
Some poopers in
the
there. Is
games
that
I
what you just
saw I
said?
enjoyed. Oh yeah, there was some definite poopers. But I enjoyed. I thought it wasn't a bad conference. It wasn't as good as last year's, but that's fine. It was
That's
good
fair.
enough
How about
for
you,
me.
Ladonian?
Yeah, I felt like they kind of missed some major opportunities with like not giving us at least the preview of what the console looks like, and then xCloud didn't really give us that much.
Nothing.
But I'm pumped for the new controller and some of the games.
All right. Moose, how about you?
I'm hoping it's not, but I think this may be a good sized misstep in the next console battle because they were set up to be the bell of the ball, and
I would
PlayStation
say Sony
wasn't
doesn't
there.
show up.
Yeah, and I don't feel like they took advantage of that at all. So I
Agreed.
there's some cool games that I'm looking forward to, but I'm all in all disappointed in what Microsoft had.
Yeah, a lot of it there was there was nothing really new.
Right.
Like we found out about Elden Ring, cool.
Yeah.
I guess maybe we'll see. The new controller, sweet. Game Pass Ultimate, that had been rumored beforehand. It was
Right.
kind of just like everything was kind of ruined by leaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I tried not to pay attention to leaks, but this was stuff that even Microsoft was out publicly talking about a few months ago. It's not like they were trying to hide anything.
So yeah, it was either stuff leaked or stuff has release dates that are next year. So I can't get that
Right.
pumped. About
And there
it
was no gameplay.
anyways.
It didn't seem like any of the games showed gameplay, but maybe a couple of the RPGs that they showed in between to, I don't want to say
Like
it,
we
but
said,
fill
it was like-
time.
The year of the cinematic trailer and the 2020 release dates.
Yep.
Anyways, so Sunday night we had the Bethesda conference, which, if anyone was going to top Xbox, it probably wasn't going to be Bethesda. So
Wow. All right.
there's that.
So did they just come out with a giant blanket apology for Fallout to start with, or?
So I mean, yeah, we can talk about Fallout. They're going to bring NPCs to the wasteland for you. So to fill up their game that's not populated by real people, they're now going to add a bunch of NPCs, so you can talk to them, I guess.
Perfect.
Yep. The game is free to play for the next few days. I think through
So the 17th.
Tuesday
Yeah.
through the 17th. The one big new addition that, of course, this is the one thing that they would announce to try to bring players back. This is the Battle Royale mode called Nuclear Winter.
And guess what?
52
They've got a
players.
ring of fire. How original.
Yeah, Chocolate. I think it is. It's something. It was either 52 players. Yep.
Yep, that's right.
So that mode is actually going to be out during the free trial as well, which I did, to be fair, just download Fallout 76 as soon as they announced that it was free. So I do actually want to try it out. It's also $10 in a bunch of different places right now. That might finally be the entry point that I break.
There might be a code floating around Discord somewhere too, because I'm pretty sure there was somebody that couldn't get rid of it earlier this year.
I mean, how are they not going to get in trouble with this
rip off of Battlefield?
Is it because Battlefield was
nobody
so
played
rip
it?
Off
so
game modes like that though,
No.
can you rip off Team Deathmatch?
No, they
it's just
decided
Battle
with
Royale.
Royale.
Call it a Ring of
PUBG and
Fire, or
Fortnite
they
that you
called
can't
it-
rip off a battle mode. It was decided in court.
So yeah, they'll be fine.
Oh, that's right. PUBG and Fortnite. You're right.
Either way, it's kind of
Isn't
funny.
it a nuclear ring?
Nuclear
Isn't it?
Winter
That's the
is what
way
it's
they-
called. And then
It's literally a Ring of Fire though,
yeah, they might not call it a Ring of Fire, but it's definitely a Ring of Fire.
and they played Johnny
and
Cash's
the winner here
song.
gets to become Jesus. It really is just a straight rip off of the
It is.
Battlefield. So you have your winner chicken dinners, you have your whatever else it's called everywhere else, but this is going to be you get to become the overseer of Vault 51. That's what you're trying to do here. So if you win, you beat out 51 other people, and you're now the. Yeah, we spent enough time here. So that's free. Go play it if you want to try it, I guess. All right, Doom Eternal got a release date of November 22nd. This was really funny because during the live listen, I could just hear Moose's kids just yelling about the gore on screen the whole time. It was hysterical.
Yeah, that's all right. They'll be fine.
I'm sure. If you're into Doom, if you played the first Doom and you liked how that played, it's fast, it's intense.
Right.
You can't stop moving. You have to constantly be killing things.
The music is pounding in your ears. It's very doomy.
Yeah, and then they're also doing a battle mode, which has multi-round matches featuring one decked-out Slayer against 2 player-controlled demons who can summon reinforcements. So, yeah, there's that multiplayer piece now. But like I said, launches November 22nd, and QuakeCon goes on in July, so you'll obviously hear more about Doom Eternal then. So tune in then.
But they've renamed QuakeCon to DoomCon.
We should, huh?
Might as well.
Or
they
did
actually
they
did?
just for that time.
Well, it's
Oh.
essentially the same game, right?
That's what
Quake
I got out
is
of that
the
conference.
multiplayer version of Doom.
So I've been
I
told.
guess. Who knows? I don't get those games. Next up, this one is kind of cool. Ghostwire Tokyo. This was, again, just a cinematic trailer. But the trailer starts off with just everyone essentially being Thanos snapped out of existence.
Right.
Well, most people. Not you, because you're going to be the detective that gets to figure out where all these people went.
Right, you're left behind.
Exciting. So this is the studio that made The Evil Within. Those are pretty spooky games if you haven't played them, Moose. Right
Nope.
up your alley, I think.
Nope. Not gonna do
You
it.
sure?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, there's a trailer for that. Go watch it.
Hey, maybe if we can get to a Patreon level, maybe I will figure out how to stream a game with a camera and play one of these stupid scary games.
That'd be hilarious.
So go to Patreon and donate, and maybe we'll get some moose scares on there.
I like it.
I'll sub straight away.
I'm already subbed. All right, what else we have? Deathloop. This is Arcane Studios' next game. They're the people behind Dishonored, Prey. Those games, great games. This looks like it is going to be pitting 2 protagonists against each other, and they're going to keep doing this over and over and over. Their names are Colt and Juliana. And the trailer really just showed them fighting each other
Right.
over and over, right? Is there
It's like
much
they're.
I missed
I don't know
there?
if they're competing for jobs or what, but it's basically spy versus spy is what it looks like, right?
Yeah, it just see it was assassin versus assassin, wasn't it? It was. I don't see the point of the game, because he killed her at one point and then she just respawned to go kill him. So
Right,
it's a bit
that's
like,
what
okay.
I'm not sure what kind of game I'm looking at here. Like, is this a multiplayer game where we each control one and it's like competitive rounds that we're doing over and over, 1v1ing each other? Or is this a story-based game that I get to pick and choose who I get to be? I honestly couldn't tell. So,
Right.
I don't know. There is no release date or talk of a release date, so I'm going to assume that's a ways off, and we'll have more info about that later on. What else? Elder Scrolls Blades is coming to the Nintendo Switch in the fall. It's currently on iOS and Android.
Yes.
You've been playing some of that, actually, Moose, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm a level 7 Dark Elf, sir.
Dark Elf Moose.
Yep, I just wanted to do magic, so I picked an elf.
Cool. So that's coming to the Switch in the fall.
It's very
So there's
simple.
that.
You literally just like tap portions of your screen, and that like charges your attacks, and then you can bring up a shield. And it's first person, so it's a lot like the Vermintide type games. So it's it's worth a shot for free. I'm having fun with it so far.
Yeah, why not? I don't know if it's going to be free on Switch. I would assume so,
It's
right?
gotta be.
Right, okay. Rage 2 teased their Rise of the Ghosts expansion. This was probably my favorite game trailer out of all of E3. This was like the sitcom parody where
Right.
it's like they were going through each character,
Yeah,
but
they
it's
had
all the Rage 2 stuff.
The Family Matters text.
Yeah. So what this is just a new. It's more story content. There's going to be a new enemy faction that was actually really creepy looking, like pale faced, white eyed, scary
Yep.
scary monsters. I
It might
guess.
be time to pick this game up. It's got to be on a good sale at this point.
It's gotta be on sale, right?
Yeah, I'd say
and then-
probably $30.
This also to me just seems like the perfect. It'll be in Game Pass,
Right, at
3
some
days
point.
after you buy it, kind
Yeah,
of game.
of course it will.
So, and they're adding new vehicles, new weapons, all that kind of stuff. So that's cool. Looks like fun. I should probably play the actual game first, though.
Isn't this the game that is supposed to be like?
Yeah,
Mad
but they
Max,
lost
like
the
actual
IP for Mad
replica of
Max, so they made it Rage 2 instead. I believe that's
Because
literally
it
what
was
happened.
the same studio that made
Yeah,
the first Mad Max game. It's like it's them. They just had to name it something else.
yep.
So why
Put
not
some hot
revive?
pink and neon green in there, and it's a new
Right.
game.
Sweet. Wolfenstein Youngbloods was also there. The game launches on July 26th, which is right around the corner. Wolfenstein 1 and 2 are both in Game Pass. I highly recommend both of them. You're just going to be playing. Yep, that one. BJ Blazkowicz's daughters. So, looks like fun. If you like killing Nazis, lots of ways to do it in those games. And then they also had their Cyber Pilot stuff. It's their VR spin-off. That's also coming out July 26th. Whew. Anything else? Elder Scrolls Legends is getting an expansion June 27th. That's their card game. I don't know if you care.
Can't forget Commander Keen.
Commander Keen is also here. One of the weird games that I'm not sure how I played it.
I did for
because I
sure.
think we had a Mac back in the day, but maybe it was on Mac back then. But
It wasn't a great game. It was a terrible platformer, but it was one of the first PC games I think I ever played.
yeah, but if you didn't like this game to begin with, you're probably not going to like it now that it is a free-to-play mobile game made by ZeniMax. So maybe stay away from that one.
This wasn't one of the ones that had some TV stuff, was it? Was this it, or is it Ubisoft that had? I think it's Ubisoft. Let's keep going.
They had what?
The guys from Always Sunny, they're starting a new TV show.
Oh, yeah, it was Ubisoft.
Okay.
We'll definitely get to that one. And then they also talked about the Elder Scrolls Online. They were just hyping up their Elsewhere or Elsewire. That's a stupid name. It's so
Right.
close to Elsewhere that I just want to call it Elsewhere. So
Yeah.
if it's called anything else, I'm sticking with Elsewhere either way. But so, yeah, there you go. There's Elder Scrolls stuff
Yep.
for all you Elder Scrolls
This
fans.
one's all about the cats this time. So if you're into
the
cats,
Khajiit,
Jesse, go get it, buddy.
the Prince of Cats. Be a cat.
Meow.
What, chocolate?
He just meowed.
Oh, did you just meow? My bad.
I just meowed, yeah. Never
You're
mind.
kind of quiet, so every once in a while I hear a little noise, like you were going to say something, but it turns out it was just a cat noise that time. So that does it for Bethesda, though. I'll start. I was pretty much underwhelmed by everything. I think Ghostwire Tokyo has super potential, but again, that was just cinematic little story trailer, but trying to figure out why everybody's disappearing. Cool. Count me in, I guess. Moose, how about you?
I think I might be on board for Doom Eternal.
All right.
If I get through, Doom HD or Doom 2016, whatever they call it these days.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah. If I can get through that, and it's probably not going to be a day one sale for me, but if I can catch it in one of the holiday sales or something, I'll probably pick it up for $20 or $30 and then put it in my backlog for the next year or two.
For sure. Chocolate, how about you?
Ghostwire for me, and I want to know what is going on with Deathloop because I do not understand that rubbish.
Yeah, that's true. Deathloop does look like something. Looks like something we need to get more information on. And then Ludonian, how about you?
Honestly, I was extremely underwhelmed. Like
Across the
nothing
board.
really. Like Wolfenstein looks awesome. I've been meaning to play both of those games, so I'll probably get back into those. But like fixing Fallout 76 by putting NPCs in it, like that's
It's a Band-Aid on a
whole reason
damn brick, right?
yeah, like they took NPCs out so you would only be interacting with other people, but then turns out nobody wants to play your broken game, so let's put it back in.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know. I was extremely underwhelmed, especially because Bethesda's a developer that I really, really used to like a lot and have a respect for. So, they're gonna have to get
Just
it back
get
from me.
Doom. It'll be good.
There you go. All right, so moving into Monday, we had Ubisoft, which I'm always pumped for Ubisoft. They seem to make or publish the most games that I am interested in. So I was definitely pretty hyped for this one. They led with Watch Dogs Legion.
Well,
You can-
actually,
you-
didn't they lead with the Assassin's Creed?
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, of
that-
course.
dude,
it's because I
that-
put it.
Pissed me off. I
Put it
thought
in
they
the
were
back
gonna.
of my head.
I thought they were gonna intro the new Assassin's Creed game. Building up all the way through the timeline of Assassin's Creed, and it's like, come watch the Assassin's Creed Orchestra in your town. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, so if you're interested in the Assassin's Creed Orchestra, maybe they're touring in a city near
Yeah,
you.
I thought this
Perfect.
might be a hint to the Valhalla game or whatever it is.
Yep. So yeah, Watch Dogs Legion, I think, is the first thing that mattered. Then.
Yeah, absolutely. That game looks awesome.
This is what I had been calling Watch Dogs 3 forever. They're calling it Watch Dogs Legion, and the name makes a lot of sense. Legion. You can play as anyone in this
Right.
game. Well, anyone that you recruit in this game, and it looked like you could recruit pretty much anyone except
Yeah.
for your enemies, I would say.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
So you can use your little hacking ways, find somebody that you need for a certain position. In the gameplay trailer, they showed that they needed a droid operator. So the guy's kind of looking around until he finds somebody who can operate droids. And then you actually go through that person's like story, it sounded like, which it's kind of hurting my head because I'm thinking if every single character that I can play as has like a mini one mission origin story, this game is going to be the biggest game in the history of games. Like,
Right.
Did any of you guys play Metal Gear Solid
Yeah.
5? So there was a system in it similar where you could get these binoculars and look at like a soldier, and you could see what skills they had, and if you wanted to like recruit them, except for you weren't really recruiting them,
you
you were
hook
just
up to the Fulton and
sent-
send them up into the air.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but it reminds me of that, and that's amazing because like it's gonna add a whole different element to the game. Like, yeah, and the old lady
Granny?
was
She was such a
hysterical.
badass, dude.
Oh my god, so
It's like, ma'am,
awesome.
let me help you with her
Uh,
bag, and all of a sudden she just turned into freaking
Yeah.
Jason Bourne.
Boom. Yeah, that was awesome. So I'm super pumped for this game. I'd be interested to see like how accurate it is in terms of London, because they made it out to be like that's a big part of this game. So Chocolate will have to give us some insights on that when he's back from.
And
vacation.
the other big deal about this one is once you're dead, you're dead. Find a new operative.
Permadeath. But that's why you get a whole legion
Right.
of characters.
And
so
yeah, once you
kill
get
them
down
all.
to like a handful of guys, you just got to go on a 2 or 3 hour recruiting spree just to fill in the coffers of agents again.
Yeah, so what happens if you just
You're down to
permadeath
one.
all of London?
Sorry, game over. Just melt your Xbox.
Yep, start over. Definitely looks awesome. Release date March 6th, 2020. So this is a little different because we did get gameplay, but it is a 2020 game, but first quarter. So something to look forward to at the beginning of next year.
Most definitely. And it'll give us time to get through 1 and 2 because I don't believe any of us finished either one of them, right? Oh, you finished 1, didn't you, Risky?
I finished 1. That was it. I definitely want to finish 2. So just got to find the time. All right, we had Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which we don't need to spend a lot of time on this because they've been talking about it, had their own conference thingy a few weeks ago about it. John Bernthal came on stage. He's the main antagonist. He had his dog on stage for some reason, which real good dog. It sat and behaved, but I don't know why it was there. I was thinking in the game it was going to show like he had some dog or something, but it was literally just he came out with his dog, and that's it. I don't know why.
Probably just a hot day in LA and couldn't leave him in the car.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just doing this quick. I'm getting paid, and then I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So, they are going to have a beta that's starting September 5th. The game launches on October 4th. You can sign up for the beta at ghostrecon.com. I believe you can also pre-order the game, and that will get you into the beta. Oh, and this is another weird crossover. This will be the last thing I touch on. Terminator is also somehow going to be involved in this game.
Right.
You saw like his red eye for a minute, and then okay.
So they got to
Cool.
be
It's
developing
gonna be like the Predator thing where you hunt him down, to kill
right.
him.
They got to be developing a Terminator game, right? It doesn't just pop
Right?
up
'Cause,
randomly.
isn't there a Predator game coming out?
I think so.
Yeah. So weird, but whatever. All right, for the Division 2 peeps, they outlined, Ubisoft outlined their 3 upcoming episodes. They're going to be expanding the world. This is all part of their year 1 content, I believe.
Yep.
So that's cool. Episode 1, coming in July, features new main missions and the ability to explore beyond the bounds of Washington, D.C., with landmarks including a presidential compound in the Woodlands
Is that
and
Camp
the
David?
Washington National Zoo.
That looks cool.
I wonder if there's going to be animals in the zoo.
This stuff looks cool. I wonder if the Return to New York one.
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever
the
that
third
is,
one.
is gonna-
Yeah, you
dude,
just
come
spoiled it
on.
for
I didn't
everybody.
Get there.
Jeez.
Sorry.
What the?
Can we start over?
Start the whole thing over. You're never getting this hour 50 minutes back. So the episode 2 that's coming out this fall. You're going to take back the Pentagon from the Black Tusk in another 8-player raid. Do you guys think the level of difficulty is going to be easier or harder from the first one?
I have no idea.
they're gonna keep it
'cause
the
I
same
haven't
status
touched
quo.
it.
Well,
There's no way they make
unless
it
you're
easier.
an elite gamer on Xbox moves, I don't think.
I
it'll be
know,
this
and
raid.
we all know that's not the case. So
So there's that. So that's cool. You're getting another raid as part of year 1 content. That's episode 2. Episode 3, which is set for early 2020, takes place on Coney Island.
yes,
As Ladonian was saying, back to New York.
Yeah. So I wonder if this is like the hunt for Aaron Keener. I wonder if we're finally gonna like hear about him and
Well, this is the hunt for someone you
someone's
used
brother.
to call brother.
Yep.
And then at the very end of their stuff, they announced that the Division movie, which is starring Jessica Chastain and Jake Gyllenhaal, is going to be a Netflix movie. No release date or anything.
That's
But
not
if you
new
have
news
Netflix,
either, though, is it?
Maybe for some people. So you're welcome,
Oh,
people that didn't know that.
I'm deep in the Division news. Ben always lets me know what's going on.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. All right, so next up, and maybe one of Ubisoft's most exciting announcements was Roller Champions.
It looks so cool.
It's a roller derby game that just reminds me of Rocket League.
And it's only
So-
available on PC right now, correct?
Yeah, I think
Unfortunately.
There's a demo in Uplay that's from the 10th to the 14th.
It looks like it's a roller derby or a Rocket League and Overwatch combined. That's sort of like art style and
Yeah.
stuff. It looks cool. I'm very
I
intrigued.
do wish they showed us the camera perspective. Well, now people are obviously playing it, so I probably could go find that.
Right, yeah.
But so it's probably just like a third person over the shoulder kind of thing. You just see people like knocking each other out to get the ball. I'm gonna lose my voice by the time this thing's over. But yeah, I think it looks super awesome. I think that's what they ended the show with, right?
Yeah. That was the last
One
thing
last
they showed.
thing.
Yep.
Roller Champions. The thing you've all been waiting for. Yeah, it looks awesome though.
I can't wait for it to come to consoles.
Yeah. Rainbow Six Siege, this is not Rainbow Six Siege. This is Rainbow Six Quarantine. This is a new PvE game, which we're fighting against some type of weird zombies or
It's
mutants
a legion
or
of infected people.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a full on game, which is an expansion from that. They had, I think it was called Quarantine Mode, actually.
On Siege.
In Siege, yeah. So this is a completely standalone thing. It's 3-player co-op. It just kind of reminds me of that new Gears thing they just announced, the 3-player co-op. Yeah,
It looks cool. If it's anything like the old Rainbow Six PvE games, then I'm all in.
Yeah, early 2020, no release date for it. Next up, this was the game of the show, but nobody's going to want to say it. Tom Clancy's Elite Squad. It's an RPG crossover on mobile. You can play as your favorite Tom Clancy people, like Megan from The Division, or Montaigne and Caveira from Rainbow Six, Nomad from Ghost Recon, Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell. What more could you want, Moose? Anything?
Not a mobile game?
All right, fair enough. That's yep. Okay. It's coming to iOS and Android. No release date. You can get Walker from Ghost Recon Breakpoint if you pre-register. So do that. Yeah, that was a joke. All right. So the Ubisoft Pass is what we thought this thing was going to be called. Uplay Plus is its real name. New subscription service for PC. I'm assuming, is it starting on PC? Or is this just always going to be on PC? That's kind of
I
weird.
don't know. Maybe it's kind of like Origins. They'll start with PC and then expand their way out to the consoles.
After Uplay Plus launches this September, it'll be making its way to Google Stadia in 2020.
There you go.
Wonderful. So this is $14.99. You get access to 100-plus games and counting.
Too much.
Yeah, I agree. Including premium editions with all the DLC, early access to newer games, that kind of stuff. $15, like you said, is a ton. The only way I see this making any sense for anyone is, hey, X game is coming out.
Right.
Like Watch Dogs Legion's coming out. I'm going to sub to Uplay Plus for a month, maybe 2 months tops. And then as long as you remember to cut that subscription off, you're paying $15 to $30, depending on how long it takes you to play through a whole game. Cool. That's the only way I would
Right.
use this.
And
I'm was so sick of like subscription services by the end of E3. Like, this is outrageous. Like, it's cool that like xCloud and Stadia offer like people the ability to play a bunch of different games, but like you're playing Tom Clancy games with Ubisoft. That's it.
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed, maybe, yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like you guys especially own
Right.
all these games.
No,
Well,
that's but that's the thing too. Is like I'm thinking that this might help me and Risky actually finish some games because we'll pick up
'Cause
the
you'll be
sub
forced
for
to
the
play it
month.
in
Yeah,
a month.
okay, I got to beat this 80-hour game in the next month, so I'm gonna hammer it out.
But what if I want to play Rollerball forever?
Then you just buy it.
Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. Yeah, so it's expensive, but yeah, whatever. We'll see. If you utilize it right, it might
Dude,
be okay.
if they do something crooked like putting like that rollerball game with only having a sub access, that'd be so dirty.
There's no way that happens. I don't think there's any way. I hope not, at least. Ugh, gross.
I'm gonna
That
knock
just made
on
me
wood
feel like I
just in
needed a
case.
shower.
Yeah.
So this is a fun one. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Rob McElhenney McElhenney? McElhaney? Sure.
Sounds good.
He's Mac. He's Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Robbie Mack.
There you go. He's making a TV show that is going to be spoofing game development. He's going to be, it looks like he's the CEO, maybe, or something, of this company that's making a game called Mythic Quest, Raven's Banquet. He's going to be Ian Grimm. And it just looks like a complete spoof on the games industry.
It looks
a developer
hilarious.
making a game. It looks hysterical. The little clip they showed of him, like it was their commercial for their game, and the commercial was just starring him. And by the end of it, he had his shirt off. And just like, what?
I hope this is another thing that you could, just buy this show as opposed to having to sub to Apple Plus. But I have
Apple
a
TV
feeling
Plus
that's not going to
platform
be it.
launch.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Moose,
sub to that.
I'll send it to you in a Google Drive folder down the road.
Yes.
So there's that. It did look funny. Gods and Monsters. This is from the creators of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I think is weird, but it's a super cartoony looking game where you're going to be fighting against mythical creatures.
Didn't they see Dauntless?
Yeah, right.
I was like, aren't we playing this game right now?
Release date for that is February 25th of next year. Definitely a shorter trailer that didn't show a lot, but
Very underwhelming.
yeah, that's fair. And then a couple more things we don't really need to talk too much about. For Honor is getting a new limited time mode that's coming out June 27th called Shadows of the Hitokiri. So there's that. You can fight against a big scary axe monster.
This looked
Yeah, but it
awesome,
was-
but like For Honor's dead. Like, or at least I don't know. Are
It was
people
games
No,
still
with
but
playing
also
gold,
again,
so
just a
people have
cinematic
it.
trailer. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but it looked good. Like it reminded me of like the creepy people in the first Tomb Raider game.
Yeah.
at the
For
end.
the
yeah, okay.
for the 20 minutes that I played For Honor, it was a really fun game.
I just feel it was a game that you were gonna have to put a lot of
Yeah,
time into.
absolutely. If you want to be
at
good
it.
and
So,
play online.
we ain't got time for that, Moose.
Nah, bruh.
They also Rainbow Six Siege was there talking about Operation Phantom Sight. That's their most recent update, which is live. Well, this is coming out
Tomorrow?
Tuesday night, so
Yeah.
this is going to be live tomorrow on Wednesday. So there's that. Just Dance 2020 was there. Whatever.
Yep.
Okay. Comes out in
Somebody's happy
November.
about that.
Someone.
Because they keep
I
making
agree.
them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was really it. So overall, Moose, what did you think about the Ubisoft conference?
I thought it was decent, As far as the lackluster, kind of jaded feeling I have about E3 this year, this is one of the higher moments, I guess.
Yeah, we had roller champions.
Right. I really
Sweet.
would have loved to see the new Assassin's Creed, even, just a title screen or something.
Yeah. Ladonian, how about you? How you feeling about Ubisoft's conference? You're not there. You're gone.
He's probably
Okay.
got a baby with him.
Chocolate, are you there? Is anyone on this podcast? Just me and Moose.
So I'm going to talk for
All right,
Chocolate
Moose,
real
well,
quick.
yeah, I'm
Well, I'm very, very
Sorry,
excited
my headset died.
about it being the game coming to London. It's going to be a good time. Cheerio, poppity pop.
Boppity bop. All right, Ladonian, are you here?
Yeah. I'm super excited for Watch Dogs. That looks awesome. That'll definitely be a buy for me. And roller derby
Yep.
looks really fun. Yeah. Also, guys, my headset died, and I've got some baby duty stuff to do, so I can no longer just walk around and listen. So I am out of here. Thanks for having me.
Later, Dad.
Ladonian. The things they do for their children.
We have to, okay?
I guess, yeah. All right. Yeah.
What'd you think?
I mean, good. Watch Dogs Legion looks awesome. Ghost Recon's gonna be awesome.
Right.
But there's kind of just things that were leaked or have already been talked about. Roller Champions is really the only thing that I was like, oh man, what is this? That was cool.
Yeah. And that was
Uh,
leaked too.
That was probably leaked. I just missed
Right,
it.
yeah.
So, And then the Rainbow Six Quarantine thing, I think will be cool.
Yep. The only thing
all right.
I'm hesitant about that is why 3 people? That's just an odd number,
'Cause
right?
That's just what you do now. That's what Destiny does. That's what Gears is doing with their weird horde
Apex.
thingy.
Yeah, Apex is the
is
meta now.
3.
I understand.
Miyu and the garbage monster Meg. That's all we need.
Perfect. Sorry, Dan.
All right. Moving on to Square Enix. We can probably make this one pretty quick, Moose,
Yeah.
because
Avengers.
there was really only one thing at Square Enix that any of us cared about.
Couple
And
things.
well, yeah, there were a couple. And actually, I won't even start with Avengers. I'm going to start with Final Fantasy VII
Yep.
Remake. It's what they showed off first.
And
Good Lord.
it looks cool. I'm
The
not a
amount of
fantasy
nostalgia just-
yeah, I'm not a Final Fantasy person, and I will definitely be buying this game. So they did a good job.
Agreed. Yeah, if you are somebody who played it, just seeing some of your favorite characters just being not even reimagined, remade, and just the pixel count exponentially just shooting through the sky.
Right.
Oh,
And then
it's
just
great.
changing the mechanics, the combat and
Thank
the way
God.
the game's played is, I think that's going to open up that game to so many more people like 15 did.
Yeah, so it's not going to be the turn-based anymore. It's more like 15, but there's also going to be times when you can completely pause the combat to kind of decide what move you're going to do next. Is
Right.
what it looked like.
It's a action RPG now. Is that what they call them?
Yeah, I think that's fair. But we also got a release date, March 2020. This also is not going to be the whole game, though. People are speculating this is just until you get out of Midgard. And then
Why
it's
do
gonna
they do that? Why do they release these games in parts? I don't understand.
It's a big story. I mean, when this game came out, it was 4 discs.
Oh, wow.
And even now, they're saying if you buy it physically, it's
gonna be
2
2 Blu-rays.
Blu-rays.
Holy cow.
And that's only
The
like
first
half
part of
the
it.
story.
Right.
It's crazy. It looks really good though. Definitely check out some of the footage from that, because if you're interested in that game, you're gonna be pumped for the amount of stuff they showed there.
Even if you're not, check it out because it got me.
That's true, right? You had no interest in Final Fantasy, but seeing that trailer, you're like, okay, I could play this.
I could do
Yeah.
that.
Oh, such a good story. All right, Marvel's Avengers. We can talk about it now.
Bang.
May.
There he
Hey,
is.
chocolate. Chocolate, quick. What did you think about the Ubisoft
Sorry,
conference?
I had-
It was kind of meh, but Watch Dogs looks cool because it's in London.
Yeah.
I nailed it then. I even did
Basically,
it in your
yeah, that's
accent.
all it
And I said
was.
bippity
You did.
boop at the end.
Yeah. Go.
All
What's
right,
next?
we're talking about Marvel's Avengers now. We got a release date for it, which cool, May 2020.
Right.
So the first half of next year is just
Yeah.
so
It's
incredibly
going to be
packed.
expensive.
It is looking like this is a live
Yes.
service multiplayer game, which okay, I'm down with it.
Sure.
Up to 4-player co-op. It looks like the initial 5 people you can play as: Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Black Widow, and the Hulk.
Yep. All I could hear from the beginning of that presentation was, "Where's Hawkeye?" That's all you could hear for like the first 2 minutes.
Yes.
But it looks like they're going to be adding characters and adding content, so this is going to be kind of a games of service type deal.
Yeah, so they kind of teased how that was going to work. Like at the very end of this, they zoomed on a big fight that was happening. It was against a big like spider tank, and then Ant-Man shows up and he's got this
Right.
big gun. He's like, "Hold on, I got to try something," and he shoots it and just turns it into like an RC car size
Yeah, it
little
looks like
spider
a
tank thing.
It's funny.
But wasn't it Hank, not actual Ant?
Oh, it was his
It
dad
It was his
Ant-Man.
father-in-law
It
or
was
whoever
the
that guy
quotes,
is,
the
yeah.
original.
or father-in-law.
Yeah, father-in-law.
Huh. No, I know. I
It
guess
was
I
Michael Douglas's character.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the one.
Interesting. Didn't somehow miss that. Bet.
Well, no, I only noticed because as I was putting my daughter back to bed, I was flicking through IGN and they had all their comparisons of the air quotes rip-off characters and the proper
That's funny.
Marvel characters. Which where's the
See,
license?
I think they've
for it?
got to go
That's
away
the
from the Marvel
frustrating
universe
part.
because it's going to be its own story. It's going to be its separate thing. So if they try to make all the characters look exactly like the actors from the movies, and
You don't want that.
yeah, they're never going to be able to do it
It
justice.
needs to be its own thing.
Absolutely.
Which even initially when they first showed everyone, it was kind of off-putting.
Yeah,
like,
because
nah,
it just
that's not
doesn't
Tony
look
Stark.
good, right?
Like
And
these aren't the characters.
Her hair, Black Widow's hair doesn't look right, and it's just
She's
like
not
that's
as
no
good looking as
Scarlet.
Scarlett Johansson. Like, what is happening?
But I think that's gonna be okay because that'll
Thor looks fat.
disconnect you from the Marvel universe and let it be its own thing.
Yeah. So the trailer's awesome. I think if it's kind of being pitched as like a Destiny like, where we're
Right.
going to get these like story expansions where it's going to add new characters, hopefully playable characters, I would assume. There's going to be RPG elements with leveling stuff up. This was all, again, cinematic. Well, it was weird because it's a cinematic, and then kind of how Chocolate was talking about, it's like some of it was shot where it looks like it could have been like, this is what it'll look like if you're
it's
flying as
gameplay.
Iron Man.
Right, or jumping
But it-
from the
Yeah.
like when I just remember seeing the Hulk when the bridge was falling apart or something like that. He was jumping, like a platform, basically trying to get back up before the whole thing collapses on him. That kind of looked like a little bit like gameplay to me.
Right, so just like polished, real
Right.
polished, prettied up gameplay for the sake of the demo.
Exactly.
But didn't they
Yeah,
say it's all
the
free?
DLC and all the
Of
new
course.
environments
Game,
and all
but
that
all
stuff.
They had to hit on there's no loot boxes.
We're not bad
there's-
guys.
You can't pay to win. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, all characters and story stuff for it going forward, free. Game is going to be incredible because it'll be like every few months, or even if it's like quarterly or something. It's like who's going to be the new character
Right.
being introduced into this game, and it's going to be like
Take
I still play
Black Panther to Wakanda, or go with
Ex-
Thor up
right,
to
dude.
what's it called?
Asgard.
Asgard. There we go.
They could go so many places. It's the perfect foundation, like, for a live service game
Yep.
that Marvel fans are just gonna flock behind it. It's
As
man.
long as it's good, I've got my fingers crossed right now that this is going to be a good game.
Definitely true. I mean, Crystal Dynamics is making it. They were the Tomb Raider people.
Right.
They know how to make action adventure games. So, oh man, go watch that trailer. It is awesome. All right. Speaking of 3-player co-op survival games, Outriders is another one of them.
Sure is.
There was just a E3 teaser. This is probably the only other game really that they showed where I was like, okay, I can get behind this one. And all it showed was just these 3 people just running away from all these monsters. But I don't know. It's the studio that made Bulletstorm. People Can Fly is the name of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I don't
right.
know.
Bulletstorm's the Duke Nukem, all that stuff, correct?
It's just like it's a super fast-paced first-person shooter where you could like kick people super far, and
Yeah.
I never played it, but I just remember seeing it.
Wasn't it the one with the strange electric? whip as
Yep,
well?
that sounds right.
I'm sure that.
Yep. So yeah, it's gonna be a co-op shooter, 1 to 3 people, drop in, drop out multiplayer, which I'm assuming. So a lot of this info we're getting is from Games Radar, which I should have noted at the top of this. They had a really good rundown, so thank you, Games Radar. We love
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
So they must have seen something afterwards because the teaser doesn't really show. I mean, it showed 3 people, and I guess you could have assumed that it was some type of weird co-op survival thing. But PS4, Xbox One, and PC summer 2020.
And other than that, it was
and
just
then I'll
a
just try to.
ton of JRPGs, right?
Yeah, Octopath Travelers on Steam. Final Fantasy VIII is getting remastered. Final Fantasy. It's a lot of Final Fantasy. Crystal
Yeah.
Chronicles remastered is coming to PS4. Dragon Quest Builders 2, which I'm actually pretty excited for. That's coming out June 27th. Or no, demo comes out June 27th. Darn it. Launches on July 12th. For PS4 only. For some reason, I thought that was going to be on Switch.
It should be, I think, at some point, right?
The first one's on Switch. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, they talked about Dragon Quest XI a little bit. They had a cool little segment on Circuit Superstars. It's one of those top-down racers that you
Yeah,
play like in
that
the
game looks
arcades.
cool.
That looks pretty awesome. Apparently, it's supposed to have like super realistic physics. There's going to be pit crews.
Right. That was with
multiplayer.
the Spanish racing family or something that was talking about it, correct?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's going to be a 2020 game. Kingdom Hearts 3 is getting Remind
God,
DLC.
I thought we were rid of Kingdom Hearts at E3.
You're never getting rid of it. That's coming out this winter on PS4 and Xbox One.
Is that free or is
And-
that paid DLC?
I
have no
I would
idea.
assume paid, but
Yeah.
I'm not positive. And then the other stuff I've never heard of, and I don't know if they're new, and blah, 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 blah. War of the Visions, Saga Scarlet, Romancing Saga 3. If you're interested in any of that stuff, it was there. Perfect. Square Enix, the conference, it was Avengers and Final Fantasy VII for me.
Right.
Outriders, you need to wait and see. And I didn't mention this earlier, but the voice cast for Marvel's the Avengers game has Troy Baker, Laura Bailey,
bunch of heavy
and
hitters,
Nolan
right?
North. Like, just 3 people right off the bat there that are incredible at what they do. So, awesome. But it was really just those 2 games for me. How about you, Moves?
Yeah, I think you hit it. I think they had a lot of stuff in the middle there that I didn't care too much for. And I was stoked at the beginning and stoked at the end. So, what else can you ask for?
Nothing. How about you, Chocolate?
Yeah, for me, the Avengers and Outriders. The rest, same with Moose. I'm not interested in and will never touch.
Yep. All right, so that was Square Enix. We got one more, guys.
Whew.
And if you're still with us, God bless you.
Yeah, right.
This one happened today. This was the Nintendo Direct, which was like 45 minutes long. It was actually a decent,
It was long, wasn't it?
decent size. At long last, you Animal Crossing fans don't have to worry. They talked a little bit more about Animal Crossing, and during their Treehouse thing after that, they were going over gameplay and all that stuff. So there's a bunch of new information about the new Animal Crossing, which is going to be called Animal Crossing New Horizons. The bad news at the end of this is that it is being delayed into 2020. It was supposed to come out in 2019, but Tom Nook's got to make all of Animal Crossingville look real nice or something.
Can somebody please explain Animal Crossing to me? Because I don't get it.
I don't know if anyone gets it.
It's kind of like that other game that everybody loves on Xbox, where you Viva Pinata. Makes no sense
dude,
to me.
Viva Pinata's real good.
It's
I used to love
thing,
that.
is it
Viva
not?
Pinata.
No,
Okay,
maybe.
I think it is.
It might be.
Oh well, let's
It
move
might
on.
be. Yeah, so March 20th, 2020. Banjo-Kazooie and Dragon Quest are coming to Super Smash Brothers. Okay,
Yay.
cool. They touched on Luigi's Mansion 3, some new abilities, and they're bringing back the Gooigi. Sounds gross.
I was wondering because this, even the Nintendo Direct was full of a bunch of JRPGs, and there's some that are coming out now. I think it's a Secret of Mana, and the original Final Fantasy, and one other game. And I was just hoping that Cabo, put the splash guard on because he probably Gooigi'd all over his Switch.
I was like, where's he going with this? Gooigi'd. Yep. This makes... Oh, gross.
I got there, didn't I?
You sure did. So, yeah, they did some more Luigi's Mansion 3.
That's a spooky game that I will not be playing.
It is coming out 2019, though, so keep your eyes out for actual release date for that. Pokemon Sword and Shield, we talked about it earlier, so I'm not even going to bother with that.
Right.
November 15th release date. Get it then. Play it then. They had a giant sizzle reel that had 8,000 other games that were all coming to the Switch next year. Yep, I'm not going to go through all that. It's a whole bunch. One thing at the end they did tease, which threw me off because I was like, okay, is this Breath of the Wild DLC? Like, we're doing more of this? We're not working on something new. Turns out they are working on something new. It was just a brief little cinematic that stated that The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, its sequel, is now in development. So we are getting a new Legend of Zelda game. That's probably a couple years off. So plenty of time for all of us slackers to finish up that first game, right?
Right.
Nope.
I might be to the shrine that I keep dying at by then.
Chocolate has to go back to GameStop and buy his copy back.
Shame, sir. Shame.
Not happening. That's
I know.
They showed more stuff on Link's Awakening. Good lord. There's a lot of stuff here. They showed off some of the Contra stuff, Trials of Mana, No More Heroes 3, which that trailer was actually kind of cool. That's coming out in 2020. Probably the biggest announcement here for me, though, was The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt,
Right?
the complete edition, is coming to the Switch in 2019. What?
Do you think
How?
they have like a kids version or something? Because that game's
It's
not
like
made for the Switch. There's too
all
much
chibi
adult
little figures.
stuff.
Oh, there's just no more sex scenes, and
Yeah. They're
what's
like,
the point?
you
then?
can rub his shoulder now.
Oh, good. This is really funny because
yeah.
somebody, I think it was that Beat 'em Ups guy on YouTube, he did a April Fool's Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
this was
And he
like-
announced it, didn't he?
This was the main thing, like in his April Fool's Direct, and now it's a real thing.
Right. That's hilarious.
What? Incredible.
I'll be picking it up, I think.
Yeah, this will be. I just bought it on PC for $10, so now I better buy it on my Switch for $60.
Yeah, I was going to say,
And
it's
then
not going to be 10.
The chance of me completing it between these three consoles somewhere, it's good. I think
If
we're good.
Only
I will
it was
beat it
cross
somewhere.
save.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep playing the first 3 hours
Yeah,
over and over
exactly.
on each of them.
Let us know how those controls
Oh
go.
my god. Resident Evil 5 and 6 are coming to the Nintendo Switch this fall. Cool. We got some more info on Daemon X Machina. It's coming out September 13th. I downloaded for the demo for that. Haven't touched it. Astral Chain. It's that weird cyberpunky
Yeah,
cop
That game
looking
looks
game.
cool.
It's from Platinum Games. Very anime, and it is coming August 30th. So that's actually closer than I thought it was going to be. I remember seeing that I want to say last E3, but maybe it was probably just some random Nintendo Direct. I don't know. But that game looks dope. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 was there, showed off a couple new characters. That's coming out July 19th, so not much there.
It's a hybrid tactics game and
Mario Olympics?
show coming to Netflix. The Jim Henson's Dark Crystal movie that was back in the early 90s, late 80s. Well, now they're redeveloping it into a TV show as well as a top-down turn-based tactics game.
I was born then, so I'm not sure
God,
what that
you're
is.
a kid.
Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
Yes.
Okay.
I
I can
love
get
these
behind
games.
that. Those games used to be dope.
Yeah, because you could just destroy everybody in your living room and they're just be like, why are you terrible at this game?
And Cadence of Hyrule, the Crypt of the Necrodancer. That's a spin-off of the rhythm-based. It was like a rhythm-based roguelike kind of thing. I don't know. The first game was super awesome, and this one is just all Zelda-fied. June 13th, so that's coming out quick. And we already knew that release date, but that was there. And then Dragon Quest XI, if you're interested in that, September 27th. Oh,
So that was Nintendo.
my throat hurts. Yeah, what'd you guys think of Nintendo? Chocolate, we'll start with you.
Yeah, it was good. I feel last year it was a lot more concise. This year just seemed like it was just game after game after game and very... I don't know, I preferred last year's, but I really enjoyed the whole
When
Doug Bowser.
Bowser came out,
I rolled my eyes the whole time at that.
that was kind of funny. Kind of funny.
I'm sure people mention, all the jokes about him being Bowser taking over the company.
Right.
It had to be done. It was hilarious. I mean, it did get very cheesy, but
It was made there
Yeah,
on purpose. Yeah.
that was it for me for Nintendo.
There was definitely
Yeah.
a thing though, like with just these sizzle reels of all these games, and you couldn't focus on like anything. You barely knew what any of the stuff was unless you had heard of it before.
Right.
So it's kind of tough
Exactly.
to sort all that out. That's why I think we didn't really talk about it, but the Kind of Funny showcase.
Yeah, I've got a short list of games that stuck out to me on that.
Moose, you've got like 30 seconds tops. Go for it.
Okay. Watch the Kind of Funny games and check out Ramen. Check out Skatebird, The Gardens Between, Summer Catchers, Police Stories, Tamarin, Stones Hard, Undying, and Foregone. Foregone looks like an
Alright.
awesome platformer.
Sweet. Yeah, what I was gonna say is the Kind of Funny showcase. They did the whole sizzle reel thing great, where it's like they went over so many games,
Right.
but they did each one in like 30 seconds, where they would talk about the game and you'd see a little bit about it. It was the perfect way to do it. I wish everybody just spent that a few extra minutes just explaining or just
Yeah.
giving you just a time to consume and just
It's
digest
I believe
what you
it's
just saw.
48 minutes long. So, and there's over 100 games in it. So it's worth
Yep.
taking a look at.
And then Devolver Digital also did some weird, funny
Oh, yeah.
stuff
It
like
was
they do
real
every
weird.
year. So there was also that to check out. But those were your big main conferences. Boy,
I'm exhausted.
I am exhausted too. I hope you're not too exhausted, listener. And if you fell asleep during it, then you're welcome for helping
Right.
get you to sleep at night.
Just put
I
this
guess.
episode on every time.
See, what I could have taken or what I could have done was taken like 2 announcements for each of these and made like the perfect hour to 2 hour long conference and been happy. That's how I should have done this, which we can't really do because we have to
No.
cover it for you
Right.
guys.
We're doing our job here.
Yeah, that's everything. And we're pretty much just going to skip everything. New games and stuff. Hey, maybe there's new stuff. It's E3 week.
Right. Everything is on sale, so just go look in the store.
Everything's on sale. The only thing that really matters is that Double Dragons 2 is coming to Nintendo Online for free on like the 12th or 13th. Probably the best NES game ever. So there's that.
Gotta love your beat 'em ups.
And for literally everything, if you're still here, you know to go to crossatlanticgaming.com to find links to everything. If you're new, head over there. Has links to literally everything. And then I need to shout out Chaotic as being a top tier Patreon or patron. Thanks to everybody who helps out with that. And like we said at the top of the show, go over to patreon.com/CAG podcast. Check out the tiers. Check out the new goals. Check all that stuff out. It's because of you guys that we get to do the game giveaways and stuff like that. We're going to continue to do it, just maybe at a lower capacity until we get back up to where we once were. Real life happens sometimes. We understand that for sure.
The price point.
All right.
too late
Hey,
today.
thank you everyone who made it this far. And thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We'll catch you guys next week for an all new episode.
See you guys.
Take care.
Goodbye.
What's the national? Here's a video game one. What's the national sport of Minecraft?
I don't know.
It's boxing.
What do you call a seagull that flies over the bay?
What?
A bagel.
Oh my god.